with a left hand.
John, I have never been better to be on the air with you here in Indianapolis, a place where so many of my dreams have come true.
The Ride with JMV, FM 107.5 and 1070 The Fan.
Hey, welcome in on a Tuesday. Thank you for joining us. I'm kind of illing a little bit, but getting through it. I told Kyle a little bit earlier, I said, man, I was feeling bad last night. Kind of halfway decent right now, but it's all good. We get a lot to talk about today, too. I mean, a lot good, some controversial, some absolutely ridiculous. But there is a laundry list of stuff to get to. Bottom of the hour, Chris Denari, Pacers Television Network on Fox Sports Indiana Pacers. The only thing that would concern me last night is the fact they gave up like $114. They gave up a lot of points to a team that's not that great. Not that good at all, matter of fact. But, man, it had to make people feel good for no other reason than this. That looked like a state-of-the-art, in-the-now team. You know what I mean? We've all been sitting around crying, talking about, you got to get more three-pointers up. Therefore, you got to get more three-pointers made. And we've all cried about that and all wondered about that. And last night, that is exactly what you want to see. Now, these guys are red hot. You're not going to stay red hot like that. And what had a lot to do with it was the fact that they were playing Memphis. But, man, that type of offense, they had nice ball movement. Brogdon was back. I've said this all along. I cannot wait to see Brogdon and Oladipo playing together. And we'll see how that works out, see how that adjusts, transforms the team. But last night was a fun basketball game to watch. It really was. I mean, entertainment value-wise. The only bad part about it was the simple fact is they let Memphis score too many points. But that's exactly what you want to see. Exactly what you want to see offensively. And people have been wanting to see that type of three-point shooting output. I mean, the makes are great to come along with it, but yeah, fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Denari, bottom of the hour, will join us, and we'll talk about that. Rakestraw coming up at the top of the 4 o'clock hour. We'll get you covered with the Colts stuff. You know, we mentioned yesterday, too, regarding Eric Ebron, that we knew something was going to be going down. So now everybody is kind of calling it a business decision. Whatever. It kind of makes you wonder if, hey, you know, am I going to be here for the future? If I'm not going to be here for the future, I'm not going to wager my future, and I don't feel good. I don't know. I will say this. In the presser yesterday, or take that back, in the conference call yesterday, Frank didn't sound too happy in fielding the question and his answer. And that kind of came out of left field for everybody. But them, I guess. I mean, they said that his ankles had flared up leading up to it. Then so be it. And then we get word today that I saw Zach Kiefer talked about T.Y. Hilton may not be good to go for Sunday. We'll follow that. I thought if there was anything, we're all into betting right now, right? I mean, everybody out there is into betting. We're all into betting. I thought if there was going to be a sure bet, the surest of the sure, it would be if T.Y. Hilton played and that ball was anywhere in the neighborhood, he was going to catch it after last Thursday night. Because he's had to live with those two drops, telling everybody that it was absolutely on him, and he's a dude that has a great deal of pride. He's had to live with that now 5 days, and it's going to be over a week. He's had to live with that. So I thought that there was a sure bet that if he participates, that he was going to have an outstanding game. In fact, I was on down in Nashville this morning with some guys. It's funny, I didn't even know who they were. And not to say, I'm not trying to make light of them. They were fine to talk to. It was like this morning and I felt sick and I had no idea who I was talking to. None. Which is kind of par for the course, I guess. But they were good dudes, good questions, a good show. I think it was on the game. What's the game down in Nashville? I think Derek Mason was – Derek. You know what? Come to think of it, Derek Mason, I think, was in on that conversation. Remember Derek Mason of the past, wide receiver? Anyway, I said if there's one thing you can sure bet on, they were asking me questions about, how things have kind of turned table-wise on Jacoby Brissett. Whereas everybody, was down with his production, down with his evolution as a quarterback, liked where he was going, and then all of a sudden that kind of stopped. All of a sudden that did cease. Now there are questions coming off of last week. There are questions about, okay, can this guy take you to where you want to go, where you need to go? He's been good about being out there, been good about taking care of the football. But can he get you where you need to go? And they're asking me about that, and obviously talking about Ryan Tannehill, who is having a rebirth of sorts right now down in Nashville. Hey, listen, anything's been better, by the way, than Marcus Mariota. Anything has been better than Marcus Mariota. They'd feel good about basically anything. But Ryan Tannehill was pretty decent when he was here. And I mean here as in playing for the Dolphins last year. That was a game where the Dolphins took the luck-led Colts to the brink. But they were asking about the questions people were asking regarding Brissett here. Fair, unfair, that's just what you're going to get. And talking about Tannehill. But I said the one sure thing is that T.Y. Hilton playing would be a difference maker in that game. And this is a huge game, by the way. A huge game. The winner is for real. The loser, it's a swan song. I mean, we have said that the Colts could get away with losing one more game. I think we probably earmarked that game for being mid-December down in New Orleans. But this is a game that you absolutely have to have. There are no ways around it. And in the process, if you're the Titans, you end a lot of hope for them. You end that feel-good story for Ryan Tannehill. And, if you're Nashville, you're looking up here going, you know what? Our team can't beat them with luck or without luck. What the hell are we going to do? You give them what the hell are we going to do in a send-off. So that's how big this game is. And not a lot of people, NFL-wise, are going to pay attention to. I mean, hell, you know why. You guys watched Lamar Jackson's effort last night? You got to be kidding me. That NFC team, that LA Rams team was the rep in the Super Bowl last year. They looked like they could barely be the rep in the Motor City Bowl last night. They looked terrible. And in large part, they looked terrible because Baltimore all of a sudden looked state-of-the-art. Remember when we all kind of wondered if Lamar Jackson was going to work and are they doing the right thing? Moving away from Flacco and going to Lamar Jackson, and all this guy's done is become the MVP, and there's no way around it. I pay attention to him because he's on my squad, and Russell Wilson has had a great year. But after last night's game, he goes untouched, does Lamar Jackson. There's no way around it. Man, he looks state-of-the-art. Everything in the NFL looks state-of-the-art for, at times, about 6 months. I mean, hell, the Rams were state-of-the-art. You go back to last year. Remember when the Rams in Kansas City played? Was that a Sunday night or a Monday night? Or they scored about 3,000 points.
It was almost exactly 1 year ago today.
And we all put our hands up and said, oh, man, no more defense in the NFL. Offense rules. And, oh, my, these are the teams of the future. And it hasn't turned out that way. God, all of a sudden, you got two dudes right now in the NFC. They were genius. They were described as a genius. Matt Nagy in Chicago and Sean McVay in L.A., and both are viewed as far from the genius category as you could possibly get right now. I mean, just as far away. I may be exaggerating. Maybe they didn't score 1,000 points between them. But that was Kansas City and the Rams. Yeah, where's the defense? That was the game that we had to. Where was it played? Was it played in? It was supposed to be played in Mexico, but they had to play it in St. Louis, in L.A.
Yeah,
so yeah,
that was 54-51 final last year.
Oh, the defense! The days of the defense over. Hey, they make it tough on you. There's no doubt about that. Lamar Jackson, though, he is going to sashay right up to the postseason honor of MVP. And no doubt about that right now. And what that proved to you last night was you got yet another bad Monday nighter that kind of looked good on paper. 45-6. I mean, think about that. I mean, everybody was set up. You make moves to get Jalen Ramsey. You make all kind of moves to solidify coming off a Super Bowl loss, and you are just absolutely slammed into reverse right now if you're the LA Rams. So any NFL we can, 239-1070, email address is jmv at 1070thefan.com. I cannot overstate the level of importance for the Titans and the Colts coming up in Week 13, and everybody's going to be doing their family gig, and you should. But bear that in mind. I said this yesterday, too. I can't believe I'm excited about watching the stinking Bills on Thanksgiving Day. Are we all excited? The 8-3 Bills. And I didn't believe in them until recently. 8-3, 6-5. You know, when you look at it, though, you get the Bears and the Lions, Bills, Cowboys, Saints, and Falcons. There's really nothing that great about those three games. Those are kind of three disappointing Thanksgiving afternoon and evening games right there. Game of the weekend in Week 13, clearly the Ravens and the 49ers. 10-1 and 9-2. Is that a preview of your Super Bowl right there? The Ravens and the 49ers. So we'll jump into that if you like at 239-1070. Again, the email address is jmv at 1070thefan.com. Butler's back on coming up later on tonight versus Stanford. I thought Butler looked really good. And our former intern didn't shoot the ball that great. But they look good. They look good, and Missouri had no clue. I mean, Missouri was like 5 or 6 steps behind last night. That was fun to watch. I watched a little bit of IU. I'll be honest with you, I haven't watched a great deal of IU because I've had really zero interest in their competition. I watched them for the first time because I know out of Conference USA, Louisiana Tech's pretty decent. They're not that bad. My friend Dusty May, he's the head coach of Florida Atlantic, and they're in Conference USA. He used to be at Louisiana Tech with Mike White. Mike White now in Florida. Dusty didn't get the gig at Louisiana Tech, but Louisiana Tech didn't have a bad team. I will say this about the Big Ten. Boy, you look around, it doesn't look like anybody's going to run away and hide from anybody else in this league this year. So if you're a Boilermaker fan, if you're an IU fan, that gives you cause to pause. Because it didn't look like anybody's going to run away. Listen, I haven't seen a great deal of Maryland. I know they're in the top 10. And Ohio State's in the top 10. Ohio State beat Kent State last night. Michigan State against Vatech, if anybody watched that, it wasn't anything to write home about. From Michigan State, they lose. But they haven't looked, I guess we all just kind of lean on, Tom Izzo's going to have these guys ready when it matters. But the Big Ten looks like you could just flip a coin in a couple of different directions and not just one team that decides to surprise, but I think you could have some others here. It's going to be interesting to see how everybody responds. Seems to be kind of wide open. Maybe I'm wrong. But seems to look like it's kind of wide open right now. We can discuss a little college if you want. We got college football coming up this weekend. The Fever have a new coach. Marianne Stanley's going to join us coming up, I think, about 4:40 today. So good for the Fever. Got Utah. Is Utah in town? I didn't see. Did Utah lose to the Bucks last night? They did, right? They played in Milwaukee last night.
Yeah, Giannis went for 50.
Woo, man. I saw this. I saw Giannis stepping into threes. That is just a nightmare for everybody right there. If that dude on a break, just with no pass, steps into threes and starts making it, you just go ahead and lock the door on your way out. That's tough. Because, I mean, that guy already is obvious with his name in mind, a freak. But, I mean, he gets away with travels and with carries, and if he starts knocking down threes, see ya. Seems like everybody in this stinking world is a former Mike Budenholzer. And then with that, everybody in the world's a former Popovich assistant. And now everybody's a former Budenholzer assistant. Everybody. But man, they dig on the three. And if Giannis starts doing that, that's going to be tough. What's your reaction to Bojan Bogdanovic? We'll hit that more coming up tomorrow because the game is tomorrow night. But I asked this last week, and it was a game in which he was coming off a 30-point effort. If people still a little bit, I shouldn't say upset. I don't know if upset's the right word. Disappointed probably is accurate. Still a little bit disappointed that Bogdanovic didn't stay here. Seems like he's got a nice fit in Utah.
Would you rather have Brogdon and Warren or Bogdanovic? Because that's really what it came down to.
Yeah. And it wasn't Warren. Yeah, Brogdon and Warren. I think everybody
They
around
got
here is
Warren
happy.
because
Yeah,
they needed
right,
to fill that
right.
that void.
Yeah, I can't argue that. I think everybody around here is pretty damn happy with Brogdon. Brogdon, I was trying to think of dudes that came in here, not just in basketball, but in football as well, that fit like an absolute glove. And that dude fits everything here like an absolute glove. And I'm going to use this cliche, and you guys are fine to go ahead and kick me square in the groin a little bit later on. But he checks all the boxes, right? Got to say that every week now. Somebody's checking all the boxes. He checks all the boxes to be a really good long-term player around here. And that first box is he wants to be here. He wants to be here. This is okay, a destination NBA location for him. You don't have very many of those dudes. It's hard to find. Sure, guys will take a paycheck, but do you really want to be here? This guy has been outspoken about really wanting to be here. He really wanted to be here when he came out of Virginia. It is essential to have dudes like that, and he does. Really wants to be here. I'll tell you what, I can't wait to see how this team looks, and I know that they haven't played anybody worth a crap yet. And if they have played anybody worth a crap, they probably lost. I do realize that. But I can't wait to see these guys play together. I love the fact right now that the Pacers have had the opportunity to work through this with guys not necessarily ready for prime time. You know, when I talked about the first 9 games and the level of importance for the first 9 games and how that may break down, this may end up working out better because there have been a ton of dudes that you wondered and thought you didn't know, and now you might feel a little bit better about a transformation and being good moving forward. Being able to be a productive player on this team moving forward, and maybe sooner rather than later. And a lot of these injuries, I think, have been a big reason as to why you have been able to see these guys. I mean, when you think about it, without the injuries, I mean, maybe they're still sitting on Aaron Holiday on the end of the bench and not playing because in that first night he looked so terrible. Remember the opening night back in October looked terrible, riding the pine, got a DNP CD the next game or two. And I'll give him credit, man. The dude didn't sit there and sulk, didn't whine, didn't cry, got up and went at it. And he's been a walk-off conversation for JJ a couple of different times now. I mean, he's brought it. And I don't know if this can equate to a long-term thing. I don't know if you're going to be able to trust him long-term, but he showed you signs that you were worrying that weren't there. I mean, you get Goga some time. You know, Justin Holiday off the bench has been really important. Seems like he fits. When was that dude signed? In late July, I think, something like that. Kind of fill out the roster. You need somebody else. I mean, hell, last year he put it to the Pacers a couple of different times. TJ McConnell. I don't know about anybody else. I actually tweeted this to the Pacers last night because they send out video clips, social media highlights, right? That reverse layup should be on anybody that ever wants to play basketball and is not blessed with incredible athleticism. That reverse layup should be on all of our highlight reels right there. That was a work of art. You guys remember what I'm talking about last night? Were you watching that in here? I know you were doing the radio. He looked off the defender. And Quinn called on the broadcast. Quinn said, hey, was showing off some moves. He was looking off the defender who thought he was going to pass, and he goes up and under, kind of surprising and putting it up off the glass, a little reverse layup. I mean, that should be on all. We should watch that every damn day. That was gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. And I'm going to tell you this. He is fun as hell to watch. Because he stays after it. That dude's a bulldog. I mean, you can say what you want about athleticism, about three-point shooting ability, what have you, but that dude is a straight bulldog. That's good. Seems to fit right in with this group. Man, it's really important. Fit's so important. So important. Look across the board. In the now or in the past where fit hasn't, been stage number one for a team that you enjoy watching and how it worked out after that. That reverse layup was pretty awesome. We can talk about that at 239-1070. Email address at JMV at 1070thefan.com. The whole Roncalli thing, It's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. It is. It is heartbreaking. And we've talked about Bob Siegel before. I mean, Bob Siegel does a great job on investigative reports. And I feel for Jack. I feel for that kid. I am pro teacher. I am pro kid. And I feel for that kid. Because that sucks. And that's the bad part. I said we got a lot of good, got a lot of interesting. We got a little bit of bad. That's a lot of bad, actually. I underscored that. That's a lot of bad. It's tough to even know where to begin here. I mean, I know kids. I mean, we are all kids, and we all got loose and acted like idiots. There's no doubt. And that's where we kind of lean on the adults. Now, that's where the kids lean on us right now to, help make the right call. And, man, it makes you wonder what the hell was going on down there as to how this is being handled. It just feels, it makes me sick. It makes me sick. So, shout out to that kid. To the kid, the family that had to put up with that. Nothing but love. And the thing about it is, I mean, everybody, there may be just kind of a few just knucklehead kids involved in this, but what is going to ultimately happen is you're going to see an outpouring of love from everybody around here that is going to truly help the cause here. That's the best, because everybody around here always responds with a lot of love. And if you've read certain things in social media, that's exactly what you're getting right now. It is. All right, 239-1070. Email address at JMV at 1070thefan.com. Denary, bottom of the hour. Rake coming up in the 4 o'clock hour. The new Fever head coach is Marianne Stanley at 4:45. Holder at 5. We're going to get to the bottom of the entire Eric Ebron thing. You guys are comparing the Eric Ebron thing to the Andrew Luck thing. You know what? We'll weigh that. We'll weigh that with Stephen Holder. And we'll ask him if maybe Ebron kind of got the impression that he wasn't going to be a part of the plans for the future and thought, hey, I need to get on the road to recovery right now. I can't wait around here and have to have surgery on both ankles at the end of the year. Being, Johnny Tough Guy here in the NFL, I got to bail. I mean, if it's a business decision, would you understand it? Hey, teams, coaches, organizations make business decisions all the time. If it was a business decision, would you understand it? All right, quick break. Your calls on the other side. I got a lot of bullseye event group passes for the Colts VIP tailgate presented by Hayes & Sons Restoration to give away today, too. So some people, and again, you got to listen the entire time because I test that. We'll do it in the middle of breaks, some odd places, take it a little bit out of the normal window. So if you want to go on Sunday, I'm going to give you a chance in the next 2 days like you would not believe. Quick break. Back with you next.
Sports Center updates on the Fan are brought to you by Big O Tires. Big Black Friday savings at Big O Tires. Buy 3, get 1 free shocks and struts, plus buy 1, get 1 free wiper blades. Big O Tires, the team you trust.
Typically, I have a plan for everything. Always have. So when retirement approached, I thought I had it all planned out. What to do, where to go, what to see, you name it. But as it turns out, I wasn't planning for the most important thing of all, my health. Luckily, Anthem Medicare had all the answers. They didn't just help me find a plan, they helped me find the right plan for me. Which means now, I can get back to planning the big things, small things, and everything in between.
Anthem Medicare has an easy-to-use online shopping tool where you're only 8 simple questions away from finding the perfect Medicare plan for you. Easily finding a plan. That's the benefit of Medicare from Anthem. Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield is the trade name of Anthem Insurance Companies, Inc. Anthem is a Medicare Advantage and prescription drug plan with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in Anthem depends on contract renewal.
Chewy is hiring. Come in Monday through Friday for daily walk-in hiring events at 1974 Innovation Boulevard in Clayton. Or you can find out more by texting Chewy Indy to 97211 to apply. Wages range from $13.25 to $15.75 an hour, with wage increases at 3 and 6 months and every 6 months up to 4 years. Benefits start on the first day of the month after hire. Chewy.com. Daily walk-in hiring events Monday through Friday, or text Chewy Indy to 97211 to apply today.
This is a message for all men. Look, my family doctor said my ED was incurable. There was nothing anyone could do but perform surgery. My wife was supportive. She told me it wasn't that important to her and there were other things we could do. But deep down inside, I knew she was disappointed. I felt less of a man, less of a husband. I was embarrassed. Well, I heard the ads for the Indianapolis Men's Clinic and thought to myself, hey, how can these doctors at that clinic claim to solve my erectile dysfunction in 15 minutes or less? I decided I didn't want to live the rest of my life with this problem, so I called, made an appointment. My wife went with me. And let me say, my doctor was wrong. We have regained our intimacy. They can help.
No matter your age or your condition, we can help. $199 for a doctor consultation and test dose of the medication. Call now, 999-9000, 999-9000, 999-9000, or IndyMen'sClinic.com. And be sure to ask about the incredible Priapus therapy, known to increase stamina, sensitivity, and even size.
What would you do with the money if you didn't have to pay your house payment for 2 months, especially around the holidays?
That's right, no house payment for 2 months. This is James Hawkins at Golden Oak Lending. Don't let money problems spoil your holidays. You can use the increased value of your home to pay off bills or get cash out.
Why pay 18% credit card interest when Golden Oak's mortgage rates are in the 2s?
If it sounds complicated, it's not. Just call us. We're here in town, we do all the work, the call is free, and we'll tell you in about 10 minutes if you qualify. You have nothing to lose, and we want to talk to you.
Refinance to a low rate, get cash out, and put 2 months of house payments in your pocket. Visit GoldenOakLending.com or call 317-706-GOLD. 706-GOLD.
Golden Oak Lending cured my blues.
NMLS 114937, regulated by the Indiana Department of Financial Institutions.
Hey, I'm Indy 500 champ Tony Kanaan, here with Chuck Jones from View Estes Chevy. Chuck, the holidays are coming, and I need a big sale.
We've got you covered with our Black Friday event.
Is this right? Silverados for $199 a month?
That's right, just $199 a month.
Wow, do we have any SUVs?
Yep, we have the all-new Trax for just $149 a month. Just $149 a month.
That's unreal for a brand new SUV.
Yes, sir. Find new roads to Bill Estes Chevy or online at BillEstesChevy.com.
Ask for the Black Friday deal.
Warning: this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. The world is changing. Isn't it time smoking changed too? Vuse Alto is a vapor product offering you a satisfying alternative to cigarettes. Simple to use, surprisingly quiet, and impressively powerful. Our best vapor yet at our best price ever, 99 cents, plus tax at participating retailers. 99-cent offer applies to Alto device. Pods sold separately. Underage sale prohibited.
If you're looking for a dependable pre-owned commercial work truck, one name says it all. Indy Trucks at 96th and Keystone or IndyTrucks.com. Box trucks, cargo vans, flatbeds. If it's a work truck you need, you'll find it at Indy Trucks. Plus, they're inspected, certified, and come with a 3,000-mile, 3-year repair warranty. Easy to get to and easy to work with at Indy Trucks at 96th and Keystone or IndyTrucks.com. Indy Trucks, we'll be looking for you.
Sports fans, Bet Indiana News has got you covered. Football, basketball, baseball, and more. Bet Indiana News is the sharpest source for the latest sports betting news from across the country and around the state. And always with an eye on the action, the favorites, the underdogs, the sharp money, and more. It's where you'll find all the sports betting info you want, all at one site. Visit BetIndianaNews.com today.
Join the fan as we celebrate Movember with Franciscan Health. Listen on air and visit 1075thefan.com for tips to stay healthy. Franciscan Health, inspiring health.
Hey, it's time now for today's soccer scoreboard update brought to you by your hometown club, the Indy 11. The 2020 season tickets now available. Tickets are available at Indy11.com. Madrid, Spain, we go the European Championship League action. Real Madrid and PSG with Real Madrid, a 1-0 30th minute leader. We'll keep you updated. And again, those tickets, 2020 season tickets for the Indy 11, available right now, Indy11.com.
The 2019 Pacers season is underway.
Tapped up and in from the weak side.
The Blue and Gold have reloaded and look to challenge all comers in the Eastern Conference.
Where Sabonis grabbed it and dunked it as he was fouled.
Hear every game on 93.5 at 107.5 The Fan. Next up, Utah comes to Bankers Life Fieldhouse to take on the Pacers. Tomorrow at 6:30. Your home for Indiana Pacers basketball is 93.5 and 107.5 The Fan. The Ride with JMV.
Just when I think you couldn't possibly be any dumber, you go and do something like this. And totally redeem yourself!
93.5 and 107.5 The Fan.
Kyle's over there. I'm John. Thank you for joining us. Now, tomorrow, we got Thanksgiving going on. I got a lot of stuff for you. I'll tell you all about it. I tweeted out a little bit earlier. Thanks to our friends from Heaven Hill. That's Brent Halverson and Randy Strand for putting together one of our prizes to go along with Colts Panthers tickets. There is a lot of alcohol in this prize. That is coming up with me tomorrow. I'm going to go over some of the prizes. We got the new holiday 2019 edition JMV Suck shirts, courtesy of the shop in Broad Ripple and Carmel. And the only way you can get these new, and you can wear this to your holiday party, your favorite holiday gathering, you can wear it. Sipping some eggnog, doing what you normally do, but you can only get them by making a donation tomorrow during my show, while supplies last. So get there tomorrow. Brothers in Broad Ripple is going to be our location. It's Brothers in Broad Ripple. It's our Fansgiving, and I'll go over it too. Now, Haley Johnson is who we're doing this for from Kokomo, and I'll give you the background there. Veteran, awesome. I love this day. I love this event, and you will too. There's other stuff on the list, including a meet and greet and a hang-around with Tucker Barnhart. I'll get Tuck on the show tomorrow. We'll talk about that one, too. I think you can play 2-on-2 with me. Is that at Bankers Life, too? Holy crap, it better be. I'll be lighting that floor up. I think there's a horse matchup with me. There's a lot of stuff. but it's for a great cause. I'll explain and why you should join us in Broad Ripple coming up tomorrow at 3 o'clock. That's Brothers in Broad Ripple. Meantime, on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline from Fox Sports Indiana, the voice of the Pacers, he is Chris Denari. I mentioned this a little bit earlier. I find it tough to remember, and maybe it's because we all have short-term living in the now memories, but has anybody seemingly fit this Pacer team as well as Malcolm Brogdon has to this point? He just fits like a glove.
Oh, he's been perfect. I mean, he has been, I think, everything that you thought it would be and more. Coming in and being that person that's the link between the head coach and the rest of the team. I think, he's just done a really good job. And think about it. He really was not the lead guard in Milwaukee. He played off the ball quite a bit, deferred a lot to Giannis, and we all know how good Giannis is. But I was listening, and yes, he thought that the Pacers would have been a perfect fit when he came out of the draft when he was at Virginia. And so good that the Pacers have him. And he was a little rusty, just a tad last night, but not very much. He hit his first 2 threes. But he just makes great decisions, finds guys in the right area, and I think one of the reasons why they made 18 threes last night is the way the ball moved. And this, I've said all along, I think this can be a good three-point shooting team. They have not shot it as well as I think they can, but last night I think it was on display, and it's all throughout the roster. I mean, it's the bench guys. It's the starters, and so Malcolm Brogdon is clearly the leader of that group.
Yeah, he is. Chris Denari's on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. And you could tell, the guys are beginning to fit a little bit more now. I can't wait till Vic gets back in the mix here, but seems like these guys know where one another will be. And I don't know if there's any more indication of that than when T.J. McConnell plays, because his passes, for the most part, especially when he's throwing dimes, are anticipatory passes he is thinking where he's going with that a couple of steps ahead when he actually makes that's a big word for me to try to say. His anticipation is what I'm trying to get to. That's a big word, but no, that's what. And by the way, last night the reverse layup that he did, should be in the you're in the NBA and you're making it. You may not have a great deal of athleticism, but holy hell, what a great play!
Yeah, that was an outstanding play. I mean, he had a show and go. He had that where he dribbles under the basket so many times. I think his defender is used to him going and circling out, looking for either Sabonis or feeding somebody out on the wing, and all of a sudden he just popped it up off the glass, a reverse layup, and scored. But you're right, his anticipation, and he delivers the ball early. A lot of times the pass comes too late to a shooter. He gets the ball, and I think Brogdon does the same thing. Is they get the ball at the right time, and that may be just a half second early, and that's ideal for a shooter who wants to be in rhythm, wants to be spotting up, and McConnell does a really good job. And I think what has happened with all of these injuries, it's been a blessing almost to the Pacers because they've had to have guys step up here early in the year, and you don't have to wait until game 30 or 40 or 50 to wonder if guys can take advanced minutes and how they will produce. You had seven different starting lineups through the first 15 games, and the team was 9-6. Last year they had the same lineup through the first 15 games with Victor Oladipo, and they were 9-6. Now, a lot of people say, well, look at the schedule. Well, Memphis is a team last night that the Pacers beat that just about a week ago at home. They beat Utah, who comes in tomorrow night. So you can only play who you play. But this is, tomorrow night is a really good test for this team. This is a Utah team that's won 11 games, figures to be one of the top contenders in the Western Conference. And will be a really good measuring stick for this Pacers team tomorrow night.
He is Chris Denari joining us on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. I just want to make sure everybody gets the record straight here, because we're going to be hearing pro bogey, and you should have kept bogey, you should have paid bogey, but we got to remind people that bogey would only be here if there is no Brogdon and no Warren, correct? I mean, Brogdon was a part. There's no way they're going to be able to pay all three guys or get Brogdon with bogey still being here. That accurate?
Well, that's probably pretty accurate if you think about the deal that they were able to make with Phoenix. I don't have the number right here in front of me, but I'm thinking 12 or 13 million for Warren and about 20 to 21 or 22 million for Brogdon. So what's that equal? My math, 30-some $1 million. Bogdanovich is somewhere close to 20. So clearly they had to pivot once Bogdanovich decided to go to Utah, and Utah sweetened the pot with that fourth year, I believe it's guaranteed. So I think the Pacers looked at a situation that do you want to be paying Bojan Bogdanovich that kind of money when he's 34 years old? Whereas in this instance, they've been able to add a group of players that are all relatively the same age and in the same position that they all have growth. They're all pretty good players right now, but they're just coming into their sweet spot. And that's what T.J. Warren is doing. That's what Malcolm Brogdon is doing. That's what Jeremy Lamb is doing. And so I think once Bogdanovich made his decision and Utah is in, not that the Pacers aren't trying to win now, but Utah sort of has mortgaged things for this year and maybe next year. Took on the big contract from Mike Conley, paid Bojan Bogdanovich big money. I mean, they're thinking they have to do it in the next year or two. And if they can't, then they've got to tear it down. The Pacers, if you look at it, yeah, they're built for now, but they've got a lot of youth on that roster that they think they can be a factor for the next 4 or 5 years.
You know, and before I let you go, injuries have been a concern, but I think, and I'm not going to say blessing, but I think they're going to be important because it gave guys time that wouldn't necessarily have received that time. And we've seen some things, some really good, sometimes not so good, but we've seen things. And in the evolution of Aaron Holiday, hopefully this is kind of like a stepping stone, because if there weren't injuries, then he may not get back in the lineup, and we may not feel as good about him right now, considering how we felt about him after night number one.
No question. I mean, he struggled on that opening night, and then Nate McMillan went away from him. And then when Edmund Sumner got hurt, it sort of opened up an opportunity for Aaron. And then when Jeremy Lamb went down, it opened up a chance for him to start at the off-guard position because they wanted to keep the continuity of McConnell coming off the bench. And then Brogdon got hurt, and so you slid Aaron over to the point guard, again, to keep McConnell in that continuity off the bench. You're right. It's all worked out. And I think what it's also done, it's created a level of competition that is healthy. One of the things that may have happened last year, and again, this team won 48 games, is everybody sort of knew where they were. And so I don't want to say it didn't matter how you played, but you knew what the depth chart was. This year, I'm not sure you know what the depth chart is, and that's a positive because you probably have 12 to 13 guys that can play at any given time, and you're not really going to have a huge drop-off. So you're right. I think the injuries early opened up opportunities for players. Players took advantage of those opportunities and should only help this team down the stretch.
It's Chris Denary on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. The Utah Jazz in town, which is going to be some stiff competition. Pre-game coverage coming up tomorrow night at 6:30. So we shall see. No, it's been fun to watch, and once Vic gets back into that lineup, it'll be interesting to see how these guys all come together. I think there's a lot to feel good about. I do.
Oh, there's no question about that. It's as we all know, and I think you mentioned it, we all react now in this day and age to right now because of social media. People can respond, and after that 0-3 start, I think there were some people that were ready to cash the season in. And I had faith in this group, and I think a key game was that Brooklyn game to get a win, get that off your back, and the Pacers have done a nice job. They've been a good November team. Nate McMillan's done a really good job in his 4 years in the month of November after maybe a slow October start. Schedule stiffens up a little bit, but this team is starting to find its groove a little bit, and we'll know a lot more about this team after these next 2 games and then the 5-game road trip that follows next week.
I'm going to say this, living in the now, it is bad. The Pelicans are on almost every night nationally and are just a mess to watch, and there's no Zion Williamson. That injury was a scheduling gaffe by those NBA national folks. They're on like every other night, man. Every other night.
Well, they're going to. I'm sure, and I haven't talked to anybody, some of my contacts with the league, but I know as they look at the schedule, they have to be a little concerned because you have so much Golden State on. You didn't know that Steph Curry was going to be out. You didn't know Draymond Green. You knew Clay was going to be out, but there's a healthy dose right now of New Orleans and Golden State, and it's unfortunate. Zion will be back at some point, and I think he'll be a very, very talented player, but yeah, that's where I know you do. You'll twirl around. That's where having league pass is a real advantage. And,
I think it's better. I think it's better than the NFL one. I mean, it gives me a lot more satisfaction than the NFL one.
Well, I tell people all the time, and as I was prepping, and I think I tweeted it out as I was prepping for last night's game. I rewatched the Lakers-Memphis game from the other night. It was a tremendous game. I mean, LeBron was good. The Lakers were shooting it at a high volume. Ja Morant was terrific. I mean, there are a lot of games on each night that I'm fortunate enough I can dial into. And, again, I think the NBA is very entertaining and looking forward to tomorrow night.
All right, Chris, we'll look forward to it as well. Have a great Thanksgiving, you and the family, and we'll talk again soon. Thank you.
All right. Yeah, wish everybody out there a happy Thanksgiving and hopefully see you all at Bankers Life Fieldhouse. Thanks so much, John.
You got it. Chris Denari on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. So, founder and former CEO, the ousted John Shatter, Papa John's, he did an interview, and my man always looks like he's soaking wet. I mean, he's like, you guys ever see broadcast news? Where what's his name is doing the Aaron Altman is his name. I can't remember the actor off the top of my head. I should right now, but he's trying to do the weekend national news and he's sweating all over him. And that's what Shatter looks like. But here's the other thing. Among ripping on many, he said, quote, "I've had over 40 pizzas in the last 30 days and it's not the same pizza." Would you believe that he's had 40 pizzas in 30 days? Yes or no? Schnatter.
How's that even possible?
Schnatter. 40 pizzas in 30 days. Yes or no?
No, I don't believe it.
40 pizzas in 30 days. What's the most excess you've ever had on any, most indulgence you've ever had on one single thing?
I used to, back in high school, I used to do the large pizza from either Papa John's or whatever. It was local, and then have about a half, what do they have, liter? What are the ice cream?
Yeah.
I don't know the size of the ice cream. Have that.
40 in 30 days. That's amazing right there. There's no way this dude had 40 pizzas in 30 days. None. Yes or no? That sounds like a Connecticut water question of the day. We've got your chance to go to the Bullseye Event Center on Sunday. Colts VIP tailgate presented by Hayes & Sons Restoration with BullseyeEventGroup.com. That and your phone calls and a lot more. Other side next.
On cold, snowy days, you just want to stay in the comfort of your home until your furnace breaks. Hi, I'm Corey Kreitzberger, General Manager at 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning. For same-day repairs that will keep you warm and cozy, trust the highly trained technicians at 1 Hour. Call 855-1-HOUR today and get $51 off any repair. That's 855-1-HOUR.
Your comfort is just a call away. Call 1 Hour.
Terms and conditions may apply. License 8001-0668.
It's the season to sparkle, and nobody does sparkle better than Diamonds Direct. We've got the gifts women love: rings, earrings, pendants, bands, bracelets, colored gemstones, from classic treasures like diamond stud earrings to the latest creations from world-class designers. These are the real holiday ornaments. Looking for ideas? Check out our all-new holiday gift guide at diamondsdirect.com/gifts. Start an online chat with one of our experts. Set up an in-store appointment or just come in when you're ready. We'll respect your time and budget and give you as much or as little guidance as you need to find that perfect gift. With any holiday purchase, you'll get the legendary value price Diamonds Direct is known for. And you can also take advantage of special financing. 3 years, 0 interest on any purchase. You'll be surprised at how much sparkle you can afford. Open extended hours for the holidays, including open every Sunday in December. And always open at diamondsdirect.com. If you believe in the magic of the season, we'll make it happen. Diamonds Direct. On approved credit.
Keystone at the Crossing, beside the Green Bridge.
PAI, WeGrowHairIndy.com today. If you're looking for a new do, if you want a transformation, you can have it too. It really does work. Your real growing hair again with PAI. Let Darren Andrews give you that private consultation on how you can make that change. And go back to where you once were with your real growing hair again with PAI, WeGrowHairIndy.com.
Hey, it's Stan Dockich here with my wife, the lovely Lee Ross. Lee, we've had several jobs done at our house by the Michaelis Corporation. You've dealt with them way more than I did. You know I forget everything. Remind me, what was the scheduled work they did and how'd it go?
They were great to work with. Michaelis rebuilt a roof over our sunroom and a structure over our 2-story deck so we could sit outside on the lower level even when it's raining. The ladies at the office kept me informed every step of the way, and Michaelis did everything they said they would on schedule.
Here's what I know. It looks great. And you are happy. And when you are happy, I know it got done right. And, oh, by the way, I'm happy.
Bill, Dave, James, Brandon, and the whole crew from Michaelis did a great job around the Dockich house.
Besides being great general contractors, Michaelis has experts in waterproofing, foundation repair, mold remediation, indoor air quality, emergency fire and flood restoration, and insurance restoration. Spelled Michaelis, pronounced Michaelis. Call 844-FIX-INDY or michaeliscorp.com.
Andy Moore, Toyota in Avon, 5 miles west of 465 on US 36. If you think that great deals can't be had going up to the holiday season, you would be wrong, because Ben Mendoza and my friends at Andy Moore Toyota in Avon have them for you right now. If you're thinking about a car, truck, or van, I'm here to tell you there's no better place. And you can set somebody up for very special wheels in time for the Christmas holiday at AndyMooreToyota.com, or tell them I sent you. 5 miles west of 465 on US 36.
Place your sports bets at BetRivers.com, offering competitive odds on game lines, futures, and prop bets. With 50-plus in-game bets on pro football games. Make bets while the game is being played, like who will score next, how will the current drive finish. You will earn rewards for every bet you place with our innovative loyalty program. Sign up now. We'll match your first deposit up to $250 using one of our 12 deposit methods. More bets, better odds, more action. Place your sports bets at BetRivers.com. Must be 21 or over to play. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-9-WITH-IT. Playable only in Indiana.
Hey, Connecticut Water's the absolute best. I'm giving the opportunity to get the absolute best. You guys ready? Connecticut Water, yes. The Premier Series water softener you buy, and they, Joe, John, and Dennis, give you the K5 in-home drinking water station absolutely free. Who's with me on it? It is indeed the best. It is. Give you the best water, the Premier Series water softener you pay for, and you get the K5 in-home drinking water station absolutely free from Connecticut. 2 locations, Northeast Side, Castleton, South Side, US 31, and Southport Road, and online, ConnecticutIndy.com today.
Powered by DriveHubler.com. Car shopping made easy with over 3,000 great vehicles online and financing right for you. Hubler has it all. Click DriveHubler.com.
Your Colts tickets are waiting. Be there for the whiteout game against our division rivals, the Titans. The first 50,000 fans receive a Colts flag. Get your tickets today at Colts.com/tickets. The Ride with JMV.
You take drugs, Danny? Every day. Good. So what's the problem? I don't know.
93.5 and 107.5 The Fan.
Thank you, Denari, for joining us. Rick Straw after 4. It's the new Fever coach, Marianne Stanley. 445, Holder after 5. JMV at 1070thefan.com. Email address, JMV. I want to get your take on Ballard going to scout Utah State's Jordan Love. From everything I keep seeing, I like the idea of spending a draft pick on him and not starting immediately, but be under Jacoby and learn from years to come. Listen, I don't mind that strategy at all, Ian. I don't. Now, this guy's a little upside down in his touchdown passes to incompletions, I believe, right now. But there's a reason why a bunch of scouts are watching, because he's got this wild card type of talent. Yeah, I wouldn't mind. I would not mind. I see where you're going. I've not seen the dude play. I can't tell you whether or not I believe that he's worthy of a pick, and I sure as hell can't tell you where he would be worthy of a pick. But, if the Colts felt like they want to do that further down the road, I don't think I would have much of an issue with it, unless all you guys think that Chad Kelly's the future at that position. Anybody? And jump back into that argument really quick. Hey, JMV, do you think there'll be any friction at all between Vic and Malcolm Brogdon when he returns as far as being the leader on the floor? Not at all. Not at all. Like I said, Brogdon's perfect for this crew. Perfect. And I'm excited when it returns. All right, here's what I want to do. Number 10, 239-1070, Bullseye Event Center, bullseyeeventgroup.com. All you can eat, all you can drink. Skids, Indiana Jones, me, big time, Sunday. Best game day experience ever. Number 10, 239-1070, the Colts VIP tailgate presented by Hayes & Sons Restoration. We are going to have a blast, I promise you. Doors open at 10 a.m. Number 10 right now at 239-1070 is going to go on 93.5 and 107.5 FM The Fan.
Listen every week during Colts season for the Beef Up Front Report with Big Joe Stasiak. Brought to you by Anthony's Chop House in Carmel at Maine and the Monon.
Hey, quick shout out here, too, to Brent Halverson, Randy Strand, my friends at Evan Williams, too. The 5th annual Evan Williams Bourbon Fansgiving, that is coming up tomorrow. There are so many prizes in this, and I can just tell you about it. The 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, and 5 o'clock hours, you are going to love it. The 4 o'clock hour has got Colts tickets. It's got the Carolina game tickets. You got Bullseye Event Group passes, and you've got the Evan Williams Bourbon gift basket. I tweeted that out a little bit earlier. Get on my Twitter account and check it out. Magnificent. This will have you covered for a long time, I promise you. And all to benefit Army veteran Haley Johnson, who's been in the Army for over 9 years, currently active Guard Reserve program. She's been there for the past 3 years out of Kokomo. Haley, her husband Brady, 3 young boys as well, and we're doing that for them tomorrow. The 5th annual Evan Williams Bourbon Fansgiving. Brothers and Broad Ripple, you got to be there, and you got to be here all day. And a quick shout to our friends at Evan Williams from 93.5 and 107.5 FM The Fan.
Hey, are you ready for Thursday turking, stuffing, pumpkin pie, and 3 huge heaping helpings of football? What can make your feast better? Taking advantage of special Thanksgiving offers all day Thursday at DraftKings Sportsbook. Here's some of the offers DraftKings has going on before kickoff. Place a bet on the winner of any Thanksgiving football games, and DraftKings will give you a free $5 bet. Plus, during the game, place a $5 in-game flash bet, and DraftKings will give you another $5 bet. Just check out the promos tab after sign-up to get all the details and see what else DraftKings has to offer. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now. Use the code WFNI. For a limited time, all users can get a deposit bonus up to $500. That's code WFNI for new and existing users. Deposit bonus $500 only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Must be 21 or older, Indiana only. Deposit bonus requires 25 times playthrough. Gambling problem? 1-800-9-WITH-IT.
Hey, John, for Farm Credit Union, everyone loves a challenge. I know you guys do. So, Farm Credit Union, Kevin and the gang, they have come up with a savings challenge here. Are you ready? Gives you a chance to win $1,378, and it is simple. You save money every week, increasing the amount each time, and by the end of the year, you've saved over $1,000, and you're entered to win a matching $1,378. Another incredible way Kevin and the gang at Forum Credit Union are working with you. To find out that and more ways to win, more ways to save, online, forumcu.com.
Okay, it's almost opening time. Got to email photos of this season's line.
As a business owner, you've got a million things to think about.
Can't forget about that video conference later.
Dealing with second-rate cable internet shouldn't be one of them.
But I did switch to AT&T Internet for Business, so I've got this.
AT&T Internet for Business gives you 99.9% reliability, so you can focus on running your business.
Really need to update the website and figure out whatever that was.
And even if the power suddenly goes out, or if a construction worker accidentally cuts your cable line, your internet stays connected on our wireless network with AT&T Internet Backup.
All right, it's go time.
Choose fast, highly reliable AT&T Internet for Business and get a $100 AT&T Visa reward card. Go to att.com/business internet or call 855-433-5700, 855-433-5700, or visit an AT&T store today. The AT&T Visa reward card is issued by the Bancorp Bank pursuant to a license from Visa USA Inc. and can be used everywhere Visa debit cards are accepted in the United States, U.S. Virgin Islands, and Puerto Rico. No cash access. The Bancorp Bank, member FDIC.
Hey, it's JMV, and the holidays are here, and FanDuel Sportsbook, they're doing their part to help you build up your bankroll in time for your holiday shopping. And right now, new users can join FanDuel Sportsbook and get $20 in free bet credits just for signing up. You heard it right. $20 free bets, no deposit required. And since it's FanDuel Sportsbook, you'll be betting with some of the best lines anywhere. Simple and easy interface, parlays, over-unders, props, teasers, and so much more. And when you're ready to claim your $20 in free bet credits, just download the FanDuel Sportsbook app, utilizing the App Store, or head to FanDuel.com/Android, and be sure to use the promo code JMV when you sign up. Seriously, this offer isn't available to everyone, so you have to use the promo code JMV. Again, utilize the promo code JMV. 21 plus, present in Indiana. Site credit is non-withdrawable and expires 7 days after receipt. $10 minimum deposit required to withdraw any winnings. Terms apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-9-WITH-IT.
Warning. This product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. The world is changing. Isn't it time smoking changed too? Vuse Alto is a vapor product offering you a satisfying alternative to cigarettes. Simple to use, surprisingly quiet, and impressively powerful. Our best vapor yet at our best price ever. 99 cents plus tax at participating retailers. 99-cent offer applies to Alto device. Pods sold separately. Underage sale prohibited.
Butler basketball season is here. Seats start at just $10 for select games. Visit the Hinkle Ticket Office weekdays from 10 to 4 or online at butlersports.com/buy tickets.
With mortgage interest rates sitting near all-time lows and home values skyrocketing, there's never been a better time to be looking at a cash-out refinance. TheHomeLoanExpert.com.
This is Indy Sports Center.
WFNI, WIBC, HD2, W298BV, W228CX, Indianapolis.
Hey, tomorrow's Fansgiving. Join Big Joe and Kevin Lee on my show. There are great auction prizes. Let's raise some money for the military. 1070 The Fan, Fansgiving.
The Ride with JMV.
Don't read your email, because I'm really butthurt when you read your email.
93.5 and 107.5 The Fan.
Hey, welcome back. Thank you for joining us. Denary Podcast, 1075thefan.com. Broad Ripple tomorrow, 5th Annual Evan Williams Bourbon Fansgiving. I cannot wait. I've got so much good stuff. I mean, glorious stuff here. It's going to be all day long, by the way, too. And you can donate. You can bid on the auction items. Are you guys ready? 1075thefan.com/Fansgiving. Clicking the donate tab on the Fansgiving page by donating on site at one of the locations. If you donate on site, you'll receive a free donut coupon too. Morning show going to be live on the Circle with Duncan. I think Big Joe is going to be in for Dan, or Big Joe is for Dan, or something like that at Payless. Love Payless, by the way. Shout out to them. And food will be provided by Wings Etc. You know how much I love Mark and the gang at Wings Etc. And then me after 3 brothers in Broad Ripple, and we have a ton for you. I've got a 2-on-2 with me. I'm going to whip up on that ass. We've got Pacers and Raptors ticket. We all going together for that? Holy crap. That's 2-on-2 and us little hammer time going together. 4 o'clock, meet and greet. Reds catcher Tucker Barnhart, tickets to a game. 4 o'clock hour. 5 o'clock hour, you can play horse. Now, not at the time you're bidding on these experiences. And these are awesome experiences. Horse with me, in studio with me, and we drink in here too. And a bottle of Evan Williams, and that's probably the bottle we're going to be drinking in here. So well done. Right there. And it's to benefit, again, Haley Johnson and family. Army vet Haley Johnson from Kokomo. It's our Fansgiving. We love it. Donate now. You can bid on any of the auction items. 1075thefan.com/Fansgiving. I mentioned this, one of my favorite days of the year. It really is. On the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline, he's going to be a busy man coming up this weekend. He is our friend Greg Rakestraw. Hello, Greg.
Hello, sir. How you doing?
Great. Fansgiving, and you've been a part of this before as well. This is one of our better days around here. It truly is.
And I get to be a part of it tomorrow. So I get to host the unnamed 10 to noon, not Dan Levitard show.
Oh, really?
So,
I'm sorry.
yeah.
I didn't know we were doing it that way.
That's quite all right. Hey, listen, they're going to pay me regardless of listenership. so it's cool. And so I'm going to refer to it as Friendsgiving on Fansgiving. I'm just going to spend 2 hours talking to people that I enjoy talking with. So 2 of my friends decided to retire from coaching in the last couple of weeks. So Mike Leonard is going to be on the show tomorrow, and Bill Lynch is going to be on the show tomorrow.
Man, that's great.
And one guy that isn't retired, in fact, far from it, but wherever he goes, he just wins, is Ron Hunter. Ron's going to be on the show tomorrow, hanging out with me for about 15, 20 minutes or so. So I may have another 1 or 2 guests that chime in. We will obviously talk about the stories of the day, like, say, Butler in action tonight against Stanford in the Hall of Fame Classic. But I get to hang out for a couple hours tomorrow and have some fireside chat the day before a holiday.
That is well done, and you're on at 10 a.m., correct?
Yes, sir, 10 to noon.
I wanted to bring this up. Incredibly sad news over the weekend, and I'm hoping I'm pronouncing his name right. Philip Bozeman, who was the coach at West Washington High School. I know this is kind of in your general vicinity or your area down in southern Indiana, led this West Washington team to the semi-state. They lost on Friday to Lutheran. That is not at all the story here. He suffered what was described at that moment a mild stroke, and he succumbed to that as they pulled him off of life support yesterday. And I find it hard-pressed to really hear a worse, a more sad story than that, especially with somebody that obviously was universally in that area so loved.
Yeah, I did not know Philip or Phil. I know that he is from Salem and grew up playing at Salem, and that he had been at West Washington for the better part of the last 2 decades as both the football coach and the athletic director at West Washington. And yes, West Washington was a frequent rival/competitor of ours. And obviously, we did not play football at Lanesville. West Washington did. But we would play them in basketball. We would play them in baseball. And kind of like when you and I talked about the Crawford County story a couple of weeks ago with their football program being a struggle. That's not been the case at West Washington. And I think back to my senior year of high school, which was 1993. And football in that area had not been much to write home about. And all of a sudden, in the same year, West Washington and Providence both make runs to the state championship game. Dub in 1A and Providence in 2A. Well, fast forward, West Washington now more years than not has become a pretty good football program, but they had not made it as far as they had this past year, really, I think, since that 1993 run. But again, as you so well put, hey, the fact they got beat 49-0 on Friday night, nobody gives a rip about that right now. The fact that community is without a beloved teacher and friend, a wife lost a husband, 2 children lost their dad, and his son was on the football team at West Washington. And he tweeted out, and forgive me, I forget his son's name. He tweeted out that the last words he heard from his dad were, "I love you, let's go to state." It's just gut-wrenching knowing that he did not live to see another day, or was not with us for 2 or 3 days before he then passed away after the life support was removed yesterday. So, no, it is a very sad time in southern Indiana as far as the high school athletic circles are concerned.
And certainly our thoughts going down to Campbellsburg and that area of Washington County for that, because that is, as Greg said, incredibly heart-wrenching. All right, we'll move on to certainly less important things, but things that we'll talk about, and everybody will be watching nonetheless. What do you think about the matchups we're going to see high school-wise coming up Friday and Saturday up here?
I think we got a lot of great matchups. I think 6A is going to be fantastic. I had to call it the first time around. Both teams are significantly different than they were all the way back in week number 3. I think the 5A matchup is better than most give it credit for locally, knowing how good New Pal has been and is. But Valpo is really good, too. Valpo was a 6A semi-state team last year. I think New Pal will win the game, but I don't think it's going to be an easy one for them on Friday night. I think the 4A game will be good. I think Chittard will probably overpower Heritage Hills in 3A. In 2A, we have a rematch, which is rare, and especially these days with the success factor, doesn't happen all that often. We literally have the exact same two teams that played in 2A in Eastbrook and Western Boone playing each other. And then I think in the 1A matchup, Central Catholic being back for the first time in a handful of years is a story. But I also think this is Lutheran's time to shine. They have been knocking on the door for some time. They're really good. Marcus McFadden, the running back, is an outstanding player. And I think Lutheran's going to be – it may be the first time that CC's been in the 1A state championship game as the underdog. That's how good Lutheran is.
He's like Greg Rakestraw on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. Colts post-game show host. He'll join us, or I should say he'll talk about that coming up in just a bit as he joins us right now. But I wanted to move on to some college football as well. I don't know about you. I know, win the winnables or whatever, but I was really disappointed in the second half of play for IU against Michigan on Saturday.
Very much so. I think it's the first game all year that you can't just write off quickly. You lose close road games in Michigan State, Penn State. You can say, hey, you could have done this or that better, but, I understand. You lose at those places. Ohio State, from a talent standpoint, is so much better than everybody else in the league, let alone Indiana. You write that one off quickly. That was the first one where you go, hey, I don't think the effort matched what they have been given all season. I honestly thought the Hoosiers had a chance of winning that football game. And for them to be beaten at home by 25 points was disappointing. Yet at the same time, I think because of what they've accomplished so far, I think because of who was on the schedule next, and knowing that you want to go win that game because you want to beat your rival, not because you have to continue your season, I do think you can quickly put that Michigan game in the rearview mirror if you're Tom Allen and company.
Well, if there's any doubt, you have to. I mean, there's no doubt about that. Because the last thing you want to do. Now you look at this bucket game, and there's the heavy priority right now. If you're Tom Allen and that group, that's the last thing you want to see happen is for Jeff Brom and company to retain that bad boy.
Well, what you don't want to do is lose the same game twice. You can't change the Michigan outcome. Don't let it affect the Purdue outcome. And if you are Purdue, this is your chance to say, hey, even in a down year, we are still better than our rival. And especially knowing that, you are never going to get to a point, as much as I love high school football in the state, where I think IU and Purdue can rely exclusively or primarily on recruits in the state of Indiana. And I told this story earlier. I said, I just happened to be in the car as Fish is going through the starting lineups, on especially defensively, on Saturday at 3:30, and I know how many Florida kids he has pulled up here. It was kind of startling to hear Fish read all the hometowns of defensive kids, and it was Florida after Florida after Florida after Florida. And so there's only, say, 5 to 10 kids maybe in a given year in this state that IU and Purdue are going to be doing battle over. But you've got to win that battle. And the biggest way in which you win that battle is by winning the game on Saturday. And if Jeff Brom, even a year where they're not going to a bowl game, can say, hey, we're still better than the other guy, I think that's huge for both programs.
And I will only ask you this at this time. Is there a point down the road where we will see this annual rivalry matchup at Lucas Oil Stadium?
No, I think it means too much to be on campus. Both IU and Purdue have found ways to play games at Lucas Oil, like IU's deal with Ball State, with Purdue playing either Louisville or Notre Dame. And even, yes, I acknowledge the fact the game is now during a time when students aren't on campus. But if you were to play it once at Lucas Oil, you also have to kind of play it twice at Lucas Oil to kind of balance things out. I guess you could skip a year, but no, I don't think so. And frankly, because of the date that it's on, the high school state finals have Lucas Oil booked in the first place anyway. So even for that reason alone, I don't think it's going to happen.
Greg Rakestraw is on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. Colts post-game show host as well. Had a lot of disappointing content after that Thursday night loss on the road in Houston. How surprised were you of Eric Ebron being placed on IR yesterday, and what'd you think about the move as a whole?
I was surprised. I know that he has not been at 100%. I know that his name has been on the injury report for the last couple of weeks, but that seemingly went from 0 to 60. Now, that happens in the National Football League, but generally it happens when you see a guy take a particular hit or have a particular tackle. You know, it was easy to see that Kamoko Touré's injury when it happened against Kansas City was going to be a season-long injury. It was more of an accumulation for Eric Ebron, so naturally that move came as a surprise.
All right. A lot of people have suggested, and I guess I'm one of them, that this came down to kind of a business decision here. What would you think if that is the case? A business decision looking toward the future, making sure you're healthy, obviously, for the start of next year, given the fact you're going to be a free agent. A move like that out of a player, how would you approach it, and would you be critical or in favor of it?
I still think I understand, but you've got to still be loyal to the other guys in that locker room. So if it is a business decision, I get it. But at the same time, that's going to affect other business decisions that affect you. I'm not sure there's ever a way to prove that, but clearly I think it leads to a conclusion of, I'm not sure Eric is back with the Indianapolis Colts next year. And I'm not sure that was going to happen anyway. But if 31 other GMs go, you may have had something left in the tank, but with 5 games left to go, you decided to exit stage left. Well, let's say you wouldn't do that if we signed you to a contract. So there is always the law of unintended consequences. So if it was a primarily business decision, as you put it, that could affect a lot of business decisions going forward.
Yeah, I mean, it is odd because the dude looked good in post-game interviews. He was short, but looked good. And then Frank, you kind of take from what Frank and how he answered things yesterday in that teleconference, he didn't sound happy about it.
Right, and I wasn't listening, but obviously, much like you, I get the email transcriptions. And when I go back and reading those, and I read those this morning on the morning show, and again, I said in our own Indianapolis way, our own low-key way, that is kind of Frank Reich's way, that was to some degree finger-pointing you would get in other places. You're not going to get the full-on he said, she said that you might get in other markets, but for here, that was, I thought, somewhat damning, kind of what Frank had to say. And again, for the fact that those that were there and report that stuff so quickly, then say, hey, you can read into this. Colts brass isn't happy with Eric Ebron. To me, that tells me a lot.
He's Greg Rakestraw, post-game show host. I mean, huge game coming up on Sunday, and really kind of two teams that are going in somewhat different directions. I know that the Colts did beat Jacksonville prior to that loss on Thursday night in Houston, but it looks like Tennessee under Tannehill is getting a lot better, and frankly, I don't know if anybody knows what to make of the Colts whenever they decide to tee it up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Colts aren't getting better right now. Hopefully they can, but they haven't been as of late. So, no, these are two teams that have met at the same spot, but they've taken different routes to get there. And clearly, you can go back to so many Marcus Mariota-led games against the Colts over the last few years and just go, he's not got it as a starting quarterback in the National Football League. And that Tannehill, I'm not sure if he is absolutely their guy going forward, but given the fact they won't have a great draft pick, maybe he's their guy for at least one more year until they can figure out, a different way to go. But no, Tennessee has been playing well, and their defense is really good, or at least has been solid. Just got to get some more consistency from their offense. Well, Tannehill has delivered that. So, no, this is there. You love to ask the must-win question. No need to ask it. It's a must-win for the Indianapolis Colts on Sunday.
Hey, I thought Butler looked really good last night, man, and here's why. I mean, Missouri was like 2 or 3 steps behind the entire game, and even though our former intern here didn't have the best of shooting nights, I don't think, I was impressed with Butler, and they get Stanford later on tonight in KC.
I was impressed with Butler in terms of how they defended. And Missouri missed some open shots. I was impressed with Butler, how they handled Missouri's pressure. I know that by Butler's kind of own lofty standards this year, they had a lot of turnovers. but Missouri gets in your jersey defensively. And so the fact that you can hold any major conference team to 52 is impressive. I loved what Enzi brought from a rebounding standpoint last night. I was thoroughly impressed with what I saw from Butler a night ago.
All right, again, from your area, Papa John, you think he really downed 40 pizzas in 30 days as he gave that interview to the Fox affiliate down in Louisville?
I saw a picture of him like having some sort of sweats earlier. I was unaware of the story behind it. So,
why does he always look so wet? He always looks wet, no matter where he is. Why is that?
If I ate 40 pizzas in 30 days, I'd probably be having the meat sweats too. I mean, that would kind of explain it.
I mean, I think even before, he just always looks wet. It looks like he's been out in the rain without any coverage every time you see the dude. But now he, among other things he said that are going to be controversial, the one we've kind of picked up on is 40 pizzas in 30 days. What do you think? No way.
Is that like his own Super Size Me documentary? Is that what he's going for?
No, I think it is to describe in his words how he believes the pizza that he began is getting worse because he's not a part of the watch.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have long I'm not sure I ever cared what Papa John had to say in the first place. I'm not really clear. I'm pretty sure I don't care what he says now, to be honest with you.
Was he a big deal really early, even before we knew of Papa John's down there? Do you remember at all?
I mean, it became a big deal. Like, it kind of blew up in the late 80s. He blew up in terms of sponsoring everything after the time that I got to Indianapolis. So, like, for example, the new Cardinal Stadium opened in 1998. I think it was called Papa John's Cardinal Stadium from the very start, if I remember. So, like, Papa John was a ubiquitous brand when I was growing up. Papa John was not a ubiquitous person when I was growing up. Does that make sense?
I don't think I started eating it until 1992, maybe? 1992.
For me, it was 94 because there was one right next to the UND campus. If you had like a student ID, you got like a $5 pizza for carryout. So that explains some weight gain right there.
Well, I mean, and everybody would get like 19 of them, man. And it'll be a fight to see who was going to be able to get the dipping butter, the garlic butter, and who was going to get the two peppers, man. It was always a wrestling match back in the day over those things. This one was great.
I'll gladly give you the peppers. Give me the dipping butter. We'll call it a day.
Man, the peppers. I dug on back in the day, we did it. Now, again, my long stat, I'm a big Mother Bears dude. I always have and I always will. It's the pride of Bloomington. I love Mother Bears. But, yeah, we went after, I think, about 92. That's when we all started to really dive into the whole Papa John's program.
John, I was just happy I lived someplace where pizza would actually be delivered to me instead of me having to go get it. That was the nice thing about moving to Indianapolis.
Mother Bears, Pizza Express, and back in the day when I was there, Garcia. I love Garcia's Pizza in a Pan. So those were my three right there back in the day. But hey,
our options were the Corden Pizza Hut and the Corden Pizza Hut, and then you could drive and get what was the predecessor of Hunt Brothers Pizza if you went to the Lanesville Food Mart.
Well, I will say this. We all grew up in an era when you had all the Pizza Kings everywhere. And as much as I'm still a fan of the Pizza Kings, I really was a fan back in the day. They were always in small-town, rural Indiana.
I could polish off an entire Pizza King pizza after dominating the JV basketball game, JMV.
Wonderful.
That was a habit of mine in the early 90s right there.
Wonderful. All right. Well, Greg's got you 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. It's a part of the 5th annual Evan Williams Bourbon Fansgiving, and it's going to be an awesome day. Always enjoy having you on. And have a great weekend, too, doing all those games, brother.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it.
Gotcha. Greg Rake's on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. 10 a.m. tomorrow. Telling you what. Bob's Pizza was one. I went to Vincennes for 2 years, right? So Bob's was really huge down there. It was right next to where I lived. But in Bloomington, that's where I went. Throw Noble Romans in, too. Back in the day, Noble Romans was a big deal. That's the first deep dish I can remember, Noble Romans back in the day. That Noble Romans that was over on campus at IU, holy hell. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, I'm sorry about that. Throw the old school Noble Romans in there, too. Not the stuff you get out of the gas station, but the real deal back in the day. All right, quick one. We'll come back on the side. You, me, Denary Rakestraw, 1075thefan.com, and a podcast. We got the new Fever head coach, Marianne Stanley, is going to join us before the top of the hour. Stephen Holder after 5 on what really went down with Eric Ebron and a lot more. And right now I got a 4-pack of tickets. Are these to both days or what day?
They're good for both days, so you can go Friday and Saturday.
A 4-pack of high school football finals tickets where you can go. They're good for both days. Good for both days. Did you guys know that Center Grove, you Yip Yappers know that Center Grove's in the 6A in Carmel? Did you guys know that? Are you guys going? The Yip Yappers are in here right now. If you guys have seen Drop Off Line Sports, the Yip Yap twins are in here. Why don't you just go ahead and take the mic? You taking the mic? Yeah. Oh, giggle. Yeah, giggle. We're all giggly. Woo! Thank you very much. Full week Thanksgiving holiday. Hell no, you can't have my coffee. Oh, you're wired the way that it is over there. Take it easy, Belushi. Go back in there. I'll be back with you on the other side. 239-1070. And we'll get some emails and tweets. Some of the Yip Yap twins got me off my game. Back with you next.
Butler basketball season is here. Seats start at just $10 for select games. Visit the Hinkle ticket office weekdays from 10 to 4 or online at butlersports.com/buy tickets.
Monday night was a good one for gamblers who back the state of Indiana's basketball teams at the betting window. With this Bet Indiana News update, I'm Kevin Bowen. The Pacers beat Ja Morant and the Grizzlies 126-114 to cover the 9.5-point spread at home. With their opening night starting lineup back together for the first time in nearly a month, the Pacers scored a season-high 126 points. Indiana has won 10 of its last 13 games and is 10-6 on the season, but the schedule is about to get tougher for Nate McMillan's men. In college basketball, IU beat Louisiana Tech 88-75 and held on for the cover as 10.5-point favorites. And Butler easily cashed in as a 1-point underdog in a 63-52 win over Missouri in the Hall of Fame Classic in Kansas City. The Bulldogs move on to the finals of the 4-team tournament tonight, where they meet undefeated Stanford for the title. This sports betting update has been brought to you by Bet Indiana News. Visit betindiananews.com for more sports betting coverage and insights.
What would you do with the money if you didn't have to pay your house payment for 2 months, especially around the holidays?
That's right, no house payment for 2 months. This is James Hawkins at Golden Oak Lending. Don't let money problems spoil your holidays. You can use the increased value of your home to pay off bills or get cash out.
Why pay 18% credit card interest when Golden Oak's mortgage rates are in the 2s?
If it sounds complicated, it's not. Just call us. We're here in town, we do all the work, the call is free, and we'll tell you in about 10 minutes if you qualify. You have nothing to lose, and we want to talk to you.
Refinance to a low rate, get cash out, and put 2 months of house payments in your pocket. Visit GoldenOakLending.com or call 317-706-GOLD. 706-GOLD.
Golden Oak Landing, cured my blues.
NMLS 114937, regulated by the Indiana Department of Financial Institutions.
Hey, John here for PAI. It's WeGrowHairIndy.com. Darren Andrews, the private consultation. We'll get your real growing hair again, and it's real. It works. PRP. Get to know Darren and find out how you can get your real growing hair again with PAI. WeGrowHairIndy.com. Today.
It's the season to sparkle, and at Diamonds Direct, we've got just the thing to bring that sparkle to her eyes on Christmas morning. Is it a stunning pair of diamond earrings, a gorgeous diamond bracelet, a 3-stone designer ring? We know what women love, and we make it easy with expert guidance, zero pressure, and unbeatable value. And if you're planning to propose or upgrade her diamond over the holidays, you'll love our expanded selection of GIA certified diamonds, all shapes, all sizes, at the guaranteed best price in America. Plus, you'll love this. Diamonds Direct is offering special holiday financing, 3 years, 0 interest on any purchase. That's permission to splurge, guys. 36 months, no interest. Diamonds Direct, with expanded holiday hours including open every Sunday in December. Check out our all-new online holiday gift guide to get you started. It's diamondsdirect.com/gifts, and it's always open. If you believe in the magic of the season, we'll make it happen. Diamonds Direct, on approved credit.
Keystone at the Crossing, beside the Green Bridge.
Hey, I got to thank my friends at Evan Williams, the 5th annual Evan Williams Bourbon Thanksgiving. That's going to be tomorrow. And we're going to be occupying all major hours coming up tomorrow, too, because we're going to be helping raise money for Haley Johnson and family. Haley Johnson, a veteran, actually, still think actively involved. And we want to make sure they have a great holiday up in Kokomo, and that's what we're doing. To donate, you can bid on our auction items, and I'll run down some of these coming up at 1075thefan.com/fansgiving. And we got some great stuff. I got a little 2-on-2 with me and some Pacer game tickets. I got a little horse with me and some drinks, if you know what I mean, from our good friends at Evan Williams. It is going to be awesome tomorrow morning, noon, and then into the afternoon with me as well. I'll be live at Brothers in Broad Ripple, and you can get your JMV Sucks holiday activewear T-shirts live with me tomorrow at Brothers in Broad Ripple by donating to our 5th annual Fansgiving. I got to thank Brent and Randy and our friends from Evan Williams. It's the 5th annual Evan Williams Bourbon Fansgiving going on tomorrow on 93.5 and 107.5 FM The Fan.
Chewy is hiring. Wages range from $13.25 to $15.75 per hour. Stop by for daily walk-in hiring events Monday through Friday at 1974 Innovation Boulevard in Clayton. Or text Chewy Indy to 97211 to apply.
Stop in Portillo's today and get obsessed with delicious Chicago-style hot dogs, homemade Italian beef sandwiches, chocolate cake, and so much more in Indianapolis, Fishers, and Avon. Find out for yourself. Portillo's. Get to know us. Get to love us. Get obsessed.
All right, here's the deal. I needed a plumber like nobody's business. So Lance and his team to the rescue. LD Smith Plumbing, one-stop shop for all of your plumbing needs, from a drippy faucet to a drain to a sewer line replacement. I have issues, plenty of issues, and that's why I need him, and you will too. And since LD Smith Plumbing is new on board here, we're going to give you this deal. $150 off any gas or electric water heater. Again, $150 off any gas or electric water heater. 317-284-9526. 317-284-9526. 24/7, 365. Lance and LD Smith Plumbing. Online, ldsmithplumbing.com.
Do you need furnace or heat pump service and need to find a local well-trained expert you can trust like Baptist Heating and Air? Well, find that American Standard dealer at IndyHomeComfort.com.
It is the best part of your game day experience. BullseyeEventGroup.com. Titans and the Colts. Get your Colts VIP tailgate passes right now. It is the absolute best. All you can eat, all you can drink. BullseyeEventGroup.com.
24 hours a day.
Let's start right there.
7 days a week.
Sounds like we got ourselves a deal here.
The Fan's Colts insider, Kevin Bowen, brings you Indy's best, latest, and greatest team updates. Free access to your favorite team, your favorite players, and your favorite multimedia journalist.
Jacoby Brissett's backup until you make that veteran QB move.
Kevin Bowen. 93.5 and 107.5 The Fan. And online at 1075thefan.com. The Ride with JMV.
Are you kidding?
93.5 and 107.5 The Fan.
Welcome back. My thanks to Greg Rakestraw, Kristen Airy, and Stephen Holder. 5 o'clock hour. The new head coach of the Fever, Marianne Stenley, is going to drop by here before the top of the hour as well. I got more stuff to give away. I shall explain. JMV at 1070thefan.com. JMV, I just picked up the daughters from St. Malachi, Brownsburg. Is it Malachi or Malachi? And we're on the way to God's country. That's Jasper. I love me some Jasper, Indiana, everybody. Love me some Jasper. Southwest Indiana. I love Jasper. I would love to go down there and go to the Schnitzelbank like crazy. Thank you, Kyle. Like you would not believe right now. From Travis Dean. So I'm going to the Butler, Florida game. I need a holiday JMV Sucks shirt. Man, get them. Get out there tomorrow with me while they last after 3, and make sure you get one, Travis. You look good in that bad boy, just in time for the holiday season. Just in time. JMV, I love when JMV comes out. Hell no, you can't have my coffee. You're wired enough. Sounds like a long week for you. JMV, did you just reference Laney as settled down Belushi? Yes. Wired, you know what I mean. Not in the same way, but wired. Belushi. Remember the film, the book, Wired? Come on. Gotcha. Jay Ryan, hey, JMV, it's about time you throw out tonight's winning bets. Tell that guy to call in and throw us another bone, please. Yeah, my dude called in yesterday and gave you these Sabonis over 10 or 11 rebounds in the first half last night. That is a job well done. Eric Loggins, probably not related to Kenny. Why not have the bucket game early in the season when students are there? At the same time, IU fans don't show up for any football games to begin with. I would agree that is a problem. That part's a problem. And we talk about that all the time. I'm not going to get anybody for last weekend because that afternoon, those that were tailgating on that afternoon get all my respect. Hey, JMV, Miles had a great stat line last night, 7, 4, and 5. He was totally worth it. He played fine. Everybody else is on fire. Give me a break. See, some of you jacksticks out there have to, why would you want to do anything about that right now? He played fine. Blocked about 4 or 5 shots. Played good D. Moved the ball. There was nothing wrong with him last night unless you're a complete and utter crank. I like Michael Gigi, but hold on. I smell some crank. I smell a little bit of crank. He's fine. Why would you not want a team built like that has all these movers? I know. Between you and Showalter disguised as a show or whatever. I just figured that out the other day, by the way. I had no idea that's who that was. The show. I should have known. Praying for liberals, that would be the show. My man Showalter has never, ever, ever in his life been happy about any. Like one time, when we sat in a hotel room over at the, not a hotel room, but the hotel lobby, when I was at the other station, I wasn't allowed to attend the combine, which was good on me because I want to go anyway, but I wasn't allowed to attend the combine, and I had to sit in the Hyatt. And he was that was the first time I've ever seen that dude have a good day right there. Bill Polian came by, talked for a while. That's like the first time ever. Totally worth it. He had no issue last night. Hell, he didn't even take very many shots. He didn't force anything. He was fine. The whole team was fine last night. Well, save this for when he gets up with Gobert tomorrow night. When Rudois Gobert goes at him tomorrow night, then you can save up and then you can rail on me in the later part of the week, which I'm sure you're going to do. But as far as last night, who cares? Joel Embiid was 0 for 11 last night. 0 for 11. Hey, JMV, do you think the Pacers can keep Jeremy Lamb at the 3 when Vic gets back? I'm not sure if Lamb is big enough at the 3, but he's a much better all-around game than Warren, in my opinion. Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. I do think Lamb is going to climb off the bench a little bit. I think they get a lot of moving parts. That still has to be proven with good players. There's no question about that. Or against good players, because this has been a spot where they've been able to introduce some guys to playing time, essential, prove it to me playing time, but at the same time, they're not playing top-level talent, which has been nice. Yeah, my man, Michael Gigi. Don't turn into that Sanders dude from Franklin Township that luckily stopped tweeting me. Don't do that. Crying out loud. Ugh. I'm telling you, some of you just get up saying, what can I cry about today? Wait a minute. Let me get this list out. Hey, what can I cry about today? Why do you do that? Some of you are led by example, though. I get it. Now, wait a minute. Hold on a second. I haven't cried about anything today. Let me cry about this. Come on. Wasn't any problem with that game last night whatsoever. None. Quick break, and we'll come back. The new head coach of the Fever is Marianne Stanley. 5 o'clock hour, Stephen Holder. And things you have yet to cry about that you feel it necessary to cry about in the 5 o'clock hour. I'll give you a little ventilation time here. Just vent it. If you need to get a good cry, let's have a good cry coming up after 5-2. And I got to bail early. We just now realized that. Somebody did the math, and I got to bail at about 45 coming up in the 5 o'clock hour. Big day tomorrow, special day tomorrow. I'll explain that and give you another shot at Bullseye tickets in the next 10 minutes. Back with you next.
Kick off the month of May at Rev, presented by Fifth Third Bank, as it returns to IMS Saturday, May 2nd. Tickets go on sale December 1st. Get yours before they're gone at revindy.org.
Hi, I'm Ryan Kelly. One of the best benefits about being in the military is the VA loan program. Interest rates are typically a full point lower. There's never PMI. You can cash out 100% of your home's value to pay off credit cards. And with us paying for the appraisal, you can buy a house and come to closing with no money down. VA eligible? Let's find out how much money we can save you. It only takes 5 minutes at hero.loan. The Home Loan Expert LLC, NMLS number 1326241.
BullseyeEventGroup.com, the Colts VIP tailgate presented by Hayes and Sons Restoration. Coming at you. You know what? Look at you guys. I see you playing the role. I said the next 10 minutes I'm doing a bullseye read right now talking about the best tailgate party ever. You know what? So be it. Caller 10-239-1070. You guys are loyal listeners. Somebody is going to go +1 on Sunday. All you can eat, all you can drink. Entertainment like you would not believe inside the immaculate Bullseye Event Center. It's the Colts VIP tailgate presented by Hayes and Sons Restoration. Caller 10-239-1070 is going to go on us right now. But if you don't win and you need tickets, make sure you get those passes because it's going to be fantastic. And remember, find out. If there are seats left on the charter flight going to New Orleans in mid-December, what a great Colts gift-giving idea. So check into that. The Victor Oladipo-led New Year's Eve party and so much more. You can find all that you can get involved with that relates to and equates to fun online. BullseyeEventGroup.com now.
Every year, Indianapolis weather gets more and more unpredictable. If your furnace acts the same way, it might be time for a new one. Hi, this is Corey Kreitzberger, General Manager at 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning. We've been customizing HVAC systems to fit homes and budgets for over 60 years. So call 855-1-HOUR for your new furnace.
Your comfort is just a call away. Call 1 Hour.
Terms and conditions may apply. License 8001-0668.
Honey, what's on your wish list this year?
Oh, nothing special. I'm braceleted for any ring you want to get me.
What?
Oh, I could ring your necklace. You never listen.
Say that again.
Open up your earrings. Don't go to any trouble. Just something plain and sparkle.
Oh, you're hinting you want some jewelry?
Jewelry? No, just get me perfume. A couple of carats worth.
Sweetie, come on, help me out.
I'll tell you diamonds directly. I don't want anything. Let's pendant that you never asked me.
Guys, take the hint. Get her what you know she really wants at Diamonds Direct. We have an unbeatable selection of dazzling diamond and fashion jewelry. And this holiday season, you can make any purchase and spread your payments out over 3 years with 0 interest. Also, check out our online gift guide at diamondsdirect.com/gifts. Celebrate the season to sparkle at Diamonds Direct with expanded hours, including open every Sunday in December and always open at diamondsdirect.com.
Keystone at the Crossing, beside the Green Bridge.
Hey, Farm Credit Union, let's save some money. And while you're at it, let's make you some money, too. You like what I'm talking about here? Got yourself a little bit of interest? Well, here's how it goes. A little bit of extra money for you coming up, too. Oh, you couldn't find it? All right, I'll get it for you in a second. I got you. Well, here's how you can do it, all right? Everybody likes a challenge. Here's the challenge. The Savings Challenge makes it easy to save, but also gives you a chance to win $1,378. So here's how simple it is. You save money every week, increasing the amount each time. By the end of the year, you've saved over $1,000, and you're entered to win a matching $1,378. How about that? Just more ways for you to save with smart folks, Kevin and the gang at Farm Credit Union. Stop by a branch location or online, formcu.com today.
Okay, it's almost opening time. Got to email photos of this season's line.
As a business owner, you've got a million things to think about.
Can't forget about that video conference later.
Dealing with second-rate cable internet shouldn't be one of them.
But I did switch to AT&T Internet for Business, so I've got this.
AT&T Internet for Business gives you 99.9% reliability, so you can focus on running your business.
Really need to update the website and figure out whatever that was.
And even if the power suddenly goes out, or if a construction worker accidentally cuts your cable line, your internet stays connected on our wireless network with AT&T Internet Backup.
All right, it's go time.
Choose fast, highly reliable AT&T Internet for Business and get a $100 AT&T Visa reward card. Go to att.com/business internet or call 855-433-5700, 855-433-5700, or visit an AT&T store today. The AT&T Visa reward card is issued by the Bancorp Bank pursuant to a license from Visa USA Inc. and can be used everywhere Visa debit cards are accepted in the United States, U.S. Virgin Islands, and Puerto Rico. No cash access. The Bancorp Bank, member FDIC.
Get ready for Gold Friday and add Pacers tickets to your holiday gift list. The Indiana Pacers will have great limited time deals starting Thanksgiving evening and running throughout the weekend.
Pacers running, Turner's in the lane, and he slams it with a right hand.
Ticket deals will start at just $5 for select games, with tickets available for new games each day. Learn more about our Gold Friday ticket deals now at pacers.com/gold.
Sports fans, Bet Indiana News has got you covered. Football, basketball, baseball, and more. Bet Indiana News is the sharpest source for the latest sports betting news from across the country and around the state. And always with an eye on the action, the favorites, the underdogs, the sharp money, and more. It's where you'll find all the sports betting info you want, all at one site. Visit BetIndianaNews.com today.
Warning: this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. The world is changing. Isn't it time smoking changed too? Vuse Alto is a vapor product offering you a satisfying alternative to cigarettes. Simple to use, surprisingly quiet, and impressively powerful. Our best vapor yet at our best price ever, 99 cents, plus tax at participating retailers. 99-cent offer applies to Alto device. Pods sold separately. Underage sale prohibited.
Join the fan as we celebrate Movember with Franciscan Health. Listen on air and visit 1075thefan.com for tips to stay healthy. Franciscan Health, inspiring health.
The Ride with JMV.
Awesome! Totally awesome! All right, Hamilton.
93.5 and 107.5 The Fan.
Stephen Holder, top of the hour. We'll talk Colts, Titans, and them. Tomorrow, Thanksgiving is going to be in Broad Ripple. Brothers in Broad Ripple. Things you can bid on tomorrow and how you can do that for a great cause, I'll explain in a moment. But on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline right now, the new head coach of the Indiana Fever, Marianne Stanley, joins us now. How quickly did all this come together, Coach?
Well, it's been pretty intensive here the last 2 weeks. So, but kind of a sprint to the finish line today.
Yeah, it seems like an awesome combination because you got Allison, you got Tamika, you got you. There's a lot of basketball, and there's just a lot of general knowledge in there that I think is a great leadership value to anybody, especially this Fever franchise.
Absolutely, you hit the nail on the head. I mean, one of the things that was really impressive to me as I looked at this opportunity was to just see the tremendous quality people involved. To know that I'm going to partner with Allison on the business side of things and Tamika on the basketball side of things, I couldn't ask for two better partners in this venture moving forward. And also, when I first came out and visited, I'm sitting down with Rick Fuson and Kelly Krauskopf, who has devoted the last 20 years to developing the Indiana Fever into a championship model franchise, and headed by the Simon family and Pacer Sports and Entertainment. I mean, as a coach, to know that you have that kind of investment into your franchise is just tremendous. So I look at it as a win-win for everybody, and couldn't be more thrilled to be joining the Fever organization.
Marianne Stanley's the new head coach of the Fever on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline, and you as well just hit it on the head. With all those names you just mentioned, you know how serious they are around here about getting a winner, just by what you said.
Absolutely. Well, basketball and Indiana are synonymous, and I know that the Fever fans over the years have been dedicated, and 20 years now they've been supporting professional women's basketball here in Indiana. So our job is to put the best possible team on the floor to develop the young core group that we have, to pull on our veterans to use their voice and their experience and their leadership ability to take us into the next phase of getting back into the WNBA playoffs and competing for a championship. And anything less is just not consistent with the legacy and the tradition that's here. And, Tamika embodies that. I just need to look over there, across the room and see that here is someone who's one of the most decorated women ever to wear a uniform and play basketball for the United States, for the Indiana Fever. And I couldn't be more proud than to partner with her now to take this next step with the Fever. So I'm just thrilled. I'm excited. I can't wait to get embedded in the community and get to meet people and invite them to come support us and help us build the Fever back into WNBA playoff contention.
Yeah, no doubt about that. You've been successful on every level, and here's to hoping and understanding this is going to be your favorite stop of all. But I'm curious, to this point, where's been the most enjoyment? And I think about professionally, you think about collegiately, and all the levels of success you've had. But what are some of the vivid, great memories you have about being a coach on many different levels?
I've been really fortunate. People ask me all the time, you coach college, you coach pro, which you like better? Like, for me, there isn't any better. I just like and love working with people who want to excel and want to be the very best. I've had fantastic opportunities all throughout my career. Coaching in college, beginning my career at Old Dominion University, winning 3 national championships and a WNIT championship, and then moving on to University of Southern California and beyond, and working with USA Basketball for 13 summers, and then coming into the professional ranks and working with people like Mike Thibault and Michael Cooper. And, the list goes on and on and on. And now I have the opportunity to work with Tamika Catchings and the folks here in Indiana. And so it's just, I've been blessed and I'm fortunate. And I'm so excited to now, partner with everybody to just make this a great basketball team again.
I have a girl that's 9 that loves basketball. I mean, she's in the state to love basketball. And I was kind of sitting here as you were talking about, your stops and just all that you've accomplished. And I'm curious how you've seen the evolution of women's basketball go down over your years as a coach.
Well, I started as a head coach when I was 23 years old, and I've been at it a long time. And, the game has certainly advanced. And, I go back to when I was in college, Title IX was passed. And I said this earlier today, Birch Bayh, the wonderful late senator from here in Indiana, was one of the major figures in getting that Title IX legislation passed through Congress and opening up the landscape of equality for women in sports. That's not lost on me. That was part of my growing up years, and it's consistent to this day that, we're invested in developing young women here, and I'm so thrilled that the Simon family and the Pacers organization is behind every step of the Indiana Fever product, and we're looking forward to, just doing great things.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. You're in a great spot, and they made a terrific hire. Marianne Stanley is the new head coach of the Fever, and she's on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. I did a show with Allison Barber last summer, and I've never felt so dumb in my entire life. Seriously.
Well, Allison's a go-getter. That's true. And, we want to partner with the business community here in Indianapolis. Salesforce is one of our principal sponsors, and, of course, Ascension St. Vincent's on the medical health side is one of our big partners. And, we're just interested in having the best of the best work with us to partner and bring great basketball to Indiana so that we can provide opportunities and vision for young girls and women throughout the state of Indiana.
I'm on board with that, definitely. And I absolutely love I mean, everybody you mentioned from Allison to Tamika to Rick and Kelly. I mean, just great people in an organization, in a town, a place that's serious about what they do. And great gig. It really is. Marianne Stanley's the new head coach of the Fever on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. An absolute pleasure to have you on here. I appreciate it. And I'm sure we'll do it again soon. Thank you very much, and congratulations.
Thank you. My pleasure. Thanks so much.
It's Marianne Stanley on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. Seriously, last summer, I sat next to Allison Barber, and I'm really, really dumb anyway. I mean, but when you got somebody next to you that just is like glowing and smarts are real good. And I'm just, what am I going to do? I mean, so many different things working in national government, in the White House. I painted a house one. I mean, I was going, wow. But it was pretty cool, man. And in this gig, you meet a lot of incredible people. And Allison was one. I will never forget that show. I get a lot of shows that are incredibly high on my list. But that one, if you remember, we were down there for the soccer game, the women's Olympic team. And she was that was one of my favorite shows of all time right there over the summer. I think back in June is when that was. It really is. Let me read what the squirrel has written up here. I need $1. That machine out there only takes ones. All I got's 5. Oh, man. I've let the 9-year-old generation down. I've just got a 5. I don't have a 1. All right, quick break and we'll come back. And the latest on Eric Ebron, what actually went down at T.Y. Hilton, is he going to give it a go on Sunday, and a lot more from the Athletics' Stephen Holder, and your chance to win. Other side next.
Sports Center updates on the Fan are brought to you by Big O Tires. Big Black Friday savings at Big O Tires. Buy 3, get 1 free shocks and struts, plus buy 1, get 1 free wiper blades. Big O Tires, the team you trust.
Fast, reliable internet. It's important to your business. At Comcast Business, we go beyond fast with amazing solutions and a great deal.
What kind of solutions?
Well, solutions like automatic 4G LTE backup for more complete reliability.
I like the sound of that. What else?
Powerful Wi-Fi that keeps your employees connected. And bandwidth you can allocate between your customers and employees. I'm not even done yet. Comcast Business has advanced voice solutions at affordable prices and cloud-based security for all your devices.
And that great deal?
Right now, get started with 75 megabit internet for $49.95 per month for 2 years when you add 2 voice mobility lines and sign up for paperless billing and auto pay. Call 1-800-501-6000 today. Comcast Business. Beyond fast.
Monthly service charge increases by $10 without paperless billing and auto pay. Offer ends 12/22/19. Restrictions apply. New business customers only. 2-year agreement required. Early termination fee applies. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. Subject to change. Backup limited to up to 8 hours.
Hey, the holidays are here. FanDuel Sportsbook is doing their part to help you build your bankroll for the holiday shopping. And right now, new users can join FanDuel Sportsbook and get $20 in free bet credits just for signing up. So you heard it right. That's $20 in free bets. No deposit required. And since it's FanDuel Sportsbook, you'll be betting with some of the best lines anywhere. You'll get FanDuel's simple, easy-to-use interface. It makes it easy to find the bet you're looking for, whether you like teasers, props, parlays, over-unders, or anything. And when you're ready to claim your $20 in free bet credits, just download the FanDuel Sportsbook app using the App Store or FanDuel.com/Android, and be sure to use the promo code JMV. Seriously, the offer isn't available to everyone. Use the promo code JMV. Get on board with me. Let's do it. The promo code JMV. 21 plus, present in Indiana. Let me hit that one more time. 21 plus, present in Indiana. Site credit, non-withdrawable. Expires 7 days from receipt. $10 minimum deposit required with withdrawal. Any winnings? Terms apply. Gambling problem? 1-800-9-WITH-IT's the number.
Retirement. That one word can really put a smile on my face. And with Anthem Medicare, I'm going to keep my smile shining as bright as ever. I have to. Think of all that my smile has done for me. It's been with me in the best of times and has gotten me through the hardest of times. I've shared it with close friends and used it to make new friends. I've put effort into my smile with regular teeth cleanings because I can't imagine a life without it. So, for my next phase, Medicare, being able to keep my smile in check is important to me.
Anthem has plans that include benefits that other plans don't, including dental, vision, and hearing. Knowing you could keep your smile shining, that's the benefit of Medicare from Anthem. Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield is the trade name of Anthem Insurance Companies, Inc. Anthem is a Medicare Advantage and prescription drug plan with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in Anthem depends on contract renewal.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
window, and right now you buy 2 windows, you get 2 free, no limit, and 0% financing for 36 months. Plus, you get a $100 Amazon gift card to help you out. Restrictions apply, so call 317-659-8191 or go to universalwindowsdirect.com.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
PAI We Grow Hair Indy.com. If you want your real growing hair again, it's real. PRP. They use multi-unit hair grafting, Artist Robotic FUE, and they resuscitate your hair growth. It may be dormant right now. Maybe it's gone away. Maybe you think it's for good, but it's not. They can regrow that hair utilizing PRP. Darren Andrews tells you all about it right now. Get your real growing hair again with PAI. WeGrowHairIndy.com today.
Listen every week during Colts season for the Beef Up Front Report with Big Joe Stasniak. Brought to you by Anthony's Chop House in Carmel, at Maine and the Monon.
Powered by the Hubler Auto Group, Indiana's auto giant. When shopping for a new ride, click drivehubler.com. Only Hubler includes a 10-year, 200,000-mile limited warranty.
This is Indy Sports Center.
WFNI, WIBC, HD2, W298BV, W228CX, Indianapolis. IU at Purdue battle for the Old Oaken Bucket. Saturday morning at 11 on FM 93.5, The Fan. The Ride with JMV.
Fat, drunk, and stupid is no way to go through life, son.
93.5 and 107.5, The Fan.
Kyle's over there. I'm John. Thank you for joining us. Marianne Stanley, the Fever head coach. Podcast. Greg Rakestraw's up there, too. Chris Denary, 1075thefan.com. Thanksgiving's tomorrow. Brothers in Broad Ripple for me, the 5th annual Evan Williams Bourbon Fansgiving. And we're doing this coming up tomorrow for Haley Johnson and family. Haley is an Army veteran, 9 years. Past 3 years active in the Guard Reserve program from Kokomo. Husband Brady, 3 young boys, and we are here to help this holiday season. Auction items you'll find out and ways to bid. 1075thefan.com/fansgiving. Clicking the donate tab on the Fansgiving page. I'm going to see what we got going on tomorrow. 7 a.m. I know the guys are going to be down here on the circle. 7 a.m., they got 4 courtside tickets. 9 a.m., Butler shoot-around. Tickets to the Seton Hall game. 10 a.m., Greg is going to be on at 10 a.m. Pacers got great stuff there. Indy 11 a.m. Noon, the Big Joe's going to be, I think, live at Payless. Is that where Big Joe's going to be at noon? Did I see that accurately? Colts tickets, Carolina. Oh, there that is at noon right there. That's the Evan Williams Bourbon gift basket I tweeted out earlier. That thing is loaded and would keep you loaded for a long time. And then into the 3, 4, and 5 o'clock hour, 2-on-2 with me. Pacers Raptors tickets. Meet and greet with Tucker Barnhart. I'll get Tucker on here to talk about that. Tickets to a Reds game. And then horse with me and in studio. And then Evan Williams Bourbon. Oh, that's going to be a lot. We'll actually take some shots on the air, too, which is what I do normally. But it's all for a great cause. 5th annual Evan Williams Bourbon Fansgiving tomorrow. And you can join me and get the JMV Sucks holiday season latest for 2019, courtesy of the shop in Broad Ripple and Carmel. You can get those by donation while supplies last tomorrow after 3 with me at Brothers in Broad Ripple tomorrow. Just in time for the holiday season, it's holiday activewear that you shall love. The latest JMV Sucks attire coming at you with a donation tomorrow. Meantime, on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline from The Athletic, he is Stephen Holder. Happy Thanksgiving upcoming to you. And I'm kind of curious here. A business decision for Eric Ebron. Did he know that likely he wasn't going to be back here and just thought, you know what, I'm sore. I'm going to go ahead and shut her down, prepare for free agency. Did it go down that way at all?
Now, the part I don't know about is what his feelings were about the likelihood that he would be brought back. That I can't speak to. But I can tell you that after the way this went down, I can't see a scenario where they re-sign him. You know, the Colts are so selective in free agency to begin with, you know, and then to have it kind of come to an end the way it did here is just going to leave a really sour taste with them. So I don't see a scenario where he comes back and, you know, look, with him and Jack Doyle being free agents at the same time, it was going to be complicated anyway. So I don't envision it happening. But I do think this was a business decision. And listen, I'm not even saying the guy's wrong for doing it. All I'm saying is I'm going to call it what it is, right? If you go through the season, and 2 weeks ago, I was among others having a conversation with Eric Ebron about him wanting to contribute more, wanting the ball. I can do more. I need to be on the field more. I want more snaps. And then 2 weeks later, saying that you've had a long-term ankle injury that now is going to prohibit you from playing the rest of the season. I mean, that does not add up. I think it's pretty clear. And then when you have the coach, obviously, who never publicly criticizes players, basically saying, hey, you know, I don't know what this guy's talking about. I mean, it's pretty clear to me what's going on here. So, listen, I'm not bashing the guy. I'm just calling it what it is. I think he made a business decision. He's trying to get ready for free agency. And, hey, you know what? He's making a decision that's about him and his family, so more power to him.
I just think that it's reasonable to consider that he felt there was no way he was coming back. And if there's no way he was coming back, he wasn't going to play through this, and he was going to be ready to be signed by somebody else in the free agency period.
Now, here's what I'd say. I'd actually go maybe a little bit of a step further or a little bit different direction, I guess. I wonder if maybe he didn't want to come back here. This has become a run-first football team. And, listen, we can talk about Jacoby Brissett's struggles if we want to, but, I mean, I can't promise you that there's going to be a different quarterback next year. They could be very much the same team next year that they are right now in terms of their style. And so that has not really been the best thing for Eric Ebron's pockets. You know, that hasn't really helped him. That has been the best thing for his bank account, you know, because the production isn't there like it was last year. And I'll tell you what, I mean, if you talk to Frank Reich, he really believes in this run-first approach. So I don't hear a guy who wants to, you know, next year completely change his offensive approach. I would be surprised by that. So that may be part of Eric Ebron's thinking here too, which is, you know what, later for this ain't gonna work for me. I'm a pass catcher. I got to go play somewhere else.
Did the docs tell Frank and Chris that he needed surgery and he needed to bow out? I mean, or is this all kind of fresh news for them as we got it too?
That is not how it was described to me. Everything that I got, every indication that I got was that, and this is both on and off the record, this is what I've gotten, is that this was something that Eric Ebron approached the team about and saying, hey, I can't play through this anymore. But now that happens, right? Guys have a voice. I mean, you know, if you're in pain, you should tell your team that. That's fine. The difference here is they weren't getting this complaint before. And this, to them, was a new complaint, and they were confused by it. So I think that's where this became really confusing for them, and that's where they got caught off guard. It was like, well, wait a minute, when did this happen? So I think it just depends on whose version of the story you want to believe, but I will say he wasn't missing a bunch of practice or anything like that. So if he had been missing practice because of an ankle injury, then I think it would give his story more credence, but it does call some things into question because he was not.
Yeah, I thought that, and just watching him in the post-game locker room from Houston, I mean, it didn't seem like he didn't tell anybody he'd had any issues or anything. And I don't know if he was directly asked about it, but everything was really kind of short and wanting to get the hell out of Dodge right there. And it was just kind of odd to hear that all of a sudden pop up maybe 2-3 days later.
Look, I have to tell you this, Eric Ebron, he hasn't been thrilled about his situation. I mean, I don't think you need me to tell you that, right? I mean, I think anybody who's read his quotes or just kind of, I think even sometimes you can look at his body language and just tell, man, you know, it's like, look, there have been days after a game I kind of look at Eric, and I know him, you know, I feel like I know Eric pretty well. There have been games where I go in the locker room and I look at Eric and he kind of looks at me and I kind of know it's all right. Here's that look. He's like, yeah, didn't get the ball today. But, you know, sometimes they win, and you roll with the punches. And then when you lose, then that's when those feelings, I think, really bubble up, right? So, but look, the man wants. I think he certainly envisioned this season going differently for him personally. That is without question. Because first of all, he expected Andrew Luck to be his quarterback. Andrew Luck's the best thing that ever happened to Eric Ebron. But, listen, there was an abrupt change this year, and things went a lot differently, and I don't know that he coped well with that, which is not even really hard to understand. I get that.
Stephen Holder of the Athletics on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. I want to double back to this in just a second, but T.Y. Hilton, what do you think is the possibilities of him playing? There seems like that there may be a question as we move later on into the week.
I think he'll play. I think the 10 days will help a lot, and I think they do a good job of managing his snaps in that game. Look, T.Y. wasn't 100% when he came out of the game, and I know he was uncomfortable afterward, but I think that was the expectation. So they tried to do a really good job of determining, where the threshold was. And the threshold was 20 to 30 snaps. I forget what he ended up playing, but it was certainly less than that. So they kept him within that range. And, I don't think he did any more damage to it that I'm aware of. So I think between that and the 10 days off, that was, kind of the one positive byproduct of playing Thursday night is you do get a big break on the back end. So I think he's going to play. We'll see tomorrow. I don't know if he'll practice tomorrow, but we'll get a better sense when they get back to practice tomorrow.
Hey, Stephen, was the quarterback ineffectiveness and really the offensive ineffectiveness from much of that game on Thursday night, was that due to the indecisive nature of the quarterback, or was it to do with the game plan and the play calling coming off of the coaching staff and coming from Sirianni and Reich?
I think everybody played a role, to be honest with you. But listen, I'm not going to let Jacoby off the hook. That was the worst game of the season. There's no question about it. And the frustrating thing about Jacoby is that there were opportunities. I've outlined this. I did it in my film review this week, and I showed it on film where there were opportunities. You can look at my Twitter and look at the cut-ups that I've posted. He had opportunities. But here's the thing. The one thing that I think has been true all season is that he's a guy who's gun shy. He's not going to be really aggressive, and I think the Colts are okay. They're willing to live with that. The problem here is when you need a play and when it's there, you have to make it, and that's the problem. He didn't do that in this game. I think we've seen Jacoby Brissett make plays when necessary, and when called upon, he has made plays. Now, what's been frustrating is the fact that there have been opportunities throughout games where maybe he didn't make a throw that you'd like to see him make, and he checks it down or he runs the ball, what have you. But when the time comes, he has made a lot of critical plays. Excuse me. This game, he showed no willingness to do that. So he had the same problems that he's shown all throughout the season. The problem here was that it was a much more pronounced version of what he's done throughout the season. So I think that's what was really frustrating. But I also think that, Frank Reich, I think, could have been a little more aggressive at times. I think on that final drive, I hated that second down call on the final series, the final sequence there, 2nd and 10, and you run the ball. They get a couple of yards. Now you're facing a 3rd and long. Look, I get that he wanted to end the game, and he wanted to score and end the game and not give the ball back to Houston. That's great, but that's a really specific goal. And the fact is that gives you one bite at the apple, and that's it. And they took their bite, and they didn't get it. And so now you got no options.
So, Stephen Holder, The Athletic, he's on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. I know you probably got this from Twitter and email and all social media, but did that at all help waver your thought that Jacoby should be the future, the longer-term future at quarterback? Did you come away feeling any different than that? And I want to ask you, what's the likelihood of the Colts somewhere in this draft going after a quarterback?
So I feel like there's a lot of questions about Jacoby. There's no question about that. The Colts, here's what they tried to do. They tried to buy themselves time with that contract. And I still think, what I think matters less than what they think. I can tell you what they think. They think they are still in that process of figuring it out. And they also feel like they still really think that Jacoby Brissett can play really good football. They haven't wavered from that just based on one game. And listen, you should never change your opinion based on one game, good or bad. All right, they didn't go out after he threw for 320 yards or whatever it was in the first meeting with Houston. They didn't go out after that game and say, all right, you know what, let's sign him to a 5-year deal because he's our guy. No, I mean, of course not. It's one game. And so it's kind of the same here. It's one game. It was a bad one, and I ain't making any excuses, but it's still one game. The question or the basis for these decisions needs to be the body of work. And the body of work is some good, some bad. And look, they see it in this light. They're a run-first football team. They're a team that can play a certain style, they think, and win if they make occasional big plays. The problem is they made none in this game, like zero. So you got to have some. But they think Jacoby Brissett can play that style and win with the type of team that they have currently. And there's been games that have proven them right this year, but this was not one of them. So I just think it's still a fluid situation. I don't care who Chris Ballard goes and scouts and all that. Nothing has been decided. It's not I wouldn't go banking on the Colts drafting a quarterback early in this draft. I think they should look at quarterbacks, but I don't know that they're going to pick one early in this draft. I don't know that they're going to pick one at all, but I think they should think about it. And I think at minimum, they should think about competition or at least a long-term backup, because Brian Hoyer right now is your backup. That's not a long-term solution.
Do you think the way that they approach the offense and their philosophy right now is a longer-term championship-winning offense?
It's a tough question. It's something I've tried to address in various stories. And, the one deep dive I did on that earlier this season is it wasn't really clear cut. I think the outcome of that story, and I did a lot of number crunching, right? And in that story, what I came up with is, yes, it can be a viable style, but it's harder. It is harder. It requires you to play really clean. All right? You can't have a bunch of penalties. You can't have a bunch of mistakes, because that's going to end drives. It also requires you to not do what they did Thursday night, which is give up big plays, because you can't match that. You can't go out there and give up a bunch of big plays and let the opponent score 28 points and think you're going to match that. You're going to be a low-scoring football team. So you have to be able to have a defense that can keep you in those games. That's been the case this year. So I give the defense credit. I mean, even Thursday night, they gave up 20 points. I mean, hell, what's 20 points in the NFL? That's not a lot. If you get 20 points, you give up 20 points against that offense with those playmakers, I feel like your defense did enough. So, but to your question, I think it's not a slam dunk on whether it can work. I think the question is, do you have the type of team that can make it work? And it just requires a lot of you. As I said, you got to play really clean. You got to be top notch in penalties. You got to be top notch in negative plays. Drops and those kinds of things. It just requires your team to really be, I think, on the screws all the time. And that's a lot to ask sometimes. You're not going to have every game in which your team plays that way. So that's the problem with this style.
Yeah, this day and age, it's tough to think you're going to win very much without an explosive offense, and this team hadn't been that. So that's
and I just want to be clear though. Don't be confused about this, people, because Frank Reich, he's all in on this. Like, he really believes in this. All right, that style of game, that style of play they had the other night, he thinks that was the way to do it. You shorten the game, take the ball out of Deshaun Watson's hands, and you got to execute on your side. Though they didn't do that, so he acknowledges they didn't do their part, but he really believes in that style. And he thinks that they did enough to win had they made the plays they didn't make. So I don't know that he's going to depart from it wholesale anytime soon. It's very interesting.
Yeah, I don't know about that, Stephen. You know what I mean? I don't know.
You may have to. We'll see, right?
Yeah.
But but he doesn't. I don't think he's looking to.
Yeah, and I agree. I just that part. Yeah, that part is just at some point you're going to need that. We all kind of sat back and knew at some point that the game was going to be on the quarterback's shoulders, and he was going to have to, to take it over and lead them. And it just kind of seems like they're going about it the same way in week 12 as they did in week number 1, is being very careful, making sure that the quarterback doesn't turn over the football.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. I mean, you've got Jacoby in one respect is perfect for the style they want to play, and then on the other hand is really not ideal, because on the one hand he doesn't turn it over. He's going to put you in, he's going to be very safe, right? He's going to not make negative plays, all those things that you want if you're going to be a team that's a run-heavy team. But then the problem is you're going to have minimal opportunities, okay? Minimal opportunities to make plays. When those opportunities arise, you got to make them. And the problem is Jacoby, he has to want it. He's got to want to throw those balls. He's got to want to put that ball in play. And there's times when he shows that he struggles with that. So, I think it's a blessing and a curse sometimes with this guy, and I think that's the frustrating thing right now for a lot of Colts fans.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Stephen Holder, one final thing. I want to get to what you think about this Titans team this week compared to what we thought about them in week 2, because they've been searching for a quarterback to lead them, and at least right now in the short term, in the now, they found that guy in Ryan Tannehill. How different has he made this offense?
Yeah, man, they're really interesting. I look at Ryan Tannehill and what he's done, and I think in the past 6 games, he's been in the lineup for 6 games now. He's top 10 in passer rating and top 10 in explosive completions, which is 20-plus yards. Ryan Tannehill, the Titans, okay, top 10 in 20-plus yard completions. So, I mean, that's a hell of a stretch for this guy. And for that offense, which is not a big play offense, okay, never has been. They've been a team to line up and smash mouth you and run it down your throat. That's what they want to do. They're pretty much like the Colts that way, right? And so that's the team the Colts saw earlier in the season where they weren't worried about getting beat over the top. Now they kind of have to be at least a little bit concerned with that. And the Colts coming off the game they're coming off of, giving up those big plays. I mean, listen, they got a little something to prove here. So, look, they're not facing Deshaun Watson or DeAndre Hopkins and Will Fuller. I get that, but still, I mean, they've got a more capable playmaker at quarterback apparently than Marcus Mariota. So this is going to be a test. I mean, this team. Now, look, the Titans are a team that play a lot like the Colts in that they're going to run it, be physical, and not make a lot of mistakes. So if they can do that and throw the ball effectively, that makes it infinitely tougher. This is going to be a tough game.
Well, it is. I mean, the rest of the way, too. I mean, we didn't think much about Carolina, and then Carolina is hanging in, as we saw them last week, losing in New Orleans. So, yeah, I mean, it's certainly more difficult. They were in a must-win situation. They lost that one in Jacksonville, as they did a year ago, but they were in a similar situation last year. But it seems like that all of a sudden now it looks like that this schedule is much tougher. Last year, they blanked Dallas. They had to struggle with the Giants and won that late and couldn't deal with Evan Ingram. But things kind of came together. Boy, I don't know if it's going to come together in a similar fashion this year, Stephen.
Listen, the difference is last year they were in a similar situation, right? Must win. They had no margin for error. The difference was the arrow was pointing up. They were getting better as the season got longer. This year, they've gone the other way, and they're not getting better. They're not an ascending team right now, and that's hard to overcome. And that's where I think fans should be nervous about these next 5 weeks. They are not a team that has shown any level of consistency in recent weeks. So how are you now going to put together 4 or 5 in a row when you haven't shown any consistency in the past month? And that's the hard part about this. And that's what's going to make it tough. I mean, do you trust them? I don't trust them.
No. I said yesterday, somebody needs to write a book about this year. I mean, it'd be a fascinating book in the past 8 months. So
it's a hell of a season, man.
It is incredible. And we probably don't even know 50% of it. I mean, you know how much is probably left hanging out there that we don't know, we don't realize, we haven't been told. I bet it's amazing.
I find out stuff like 2-3 years after the fact, and I'm like, oh, man. And then I'm like, it's too late to report it now. But I find out stuff all the time that happened like 3 years ago. I'm like, well, hell, why didn't anybody tell me that? So it always happens that way.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, Stephen Holder, The Athletic on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. Thank you, and have a great Thanksgiving, Stephen.
All right, buddy. Same to you. Happy holidays.
It's Stephen Holder on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. Quick break. We'll come back. Final chance for you today to get inside the Bullseye Event Center coming up on Sunday. I shall explain, and a big day for this station tomorrow. Further explanation on how you should get involved with us on Fansgiving tomorrow. That's next.
Powered by the Hubler Auto Group, Indiana's auto giant. When shopping for a new ride, click drivehubler.com. Only Hubler includes a 10-year, 200,000-mile limited warranty.
Monday night was a good one for gamblers who back the state of Indiana's basketball teams at the betting window. With this Bet Indiana News update, I'm Kevin Bowen. The Pacers beat Ja Morant and the Grizzlies 126-114 to cover the 9.5-point spread at home. With their opening night starting lineup back together for the first time in nearly a month, the Pacers scored a season-high 126 points. Indiana has won 10 of its last 13 games and is 10-6 on the season, but the schedule is about to get tougher for Nate McMillan's men. In college basketball, IU beat Louisiana Tech 88-75 and held on for the cover as 10.5-point favorites. And Butler easily cashed in as a 1-point underdog in a 63-52 win over Missouri in the Hall of Fame Classic in Kansas City. The Bulldogs move on to the finals of the 4-team tournament tonight, where they meet undefeated Stanford for the title. This sports betting update has been brought to you by Bet Indiana News. Visit betindiananews.com for more sports betting coverage and insights.
Hey, it's the season to sparkle the Diamonds Direct. You've been hearing me talk about the Diamonds Direct all year long and how great they have been, and here we go. Diamonds Direct. The gifts women love with all new expanded selections of rings, earrings, pendants, bracelets, bands, colored gemstones, classic treasures like diamond stud earrings to the latest creations from world-class designers and the best prices anywhere. And here's something else for you. 3 years, 0 interest financing. Pick any item, get the guaranteed price, the best price, pay nothing down, and spread your payments over 3 years. For example, $5,000 pair of diamond stud earrings, just $140 a month. The best value, 0 pressure, and you shall love it. Diamonds Direct, Keystone to Crossing, with extended holiday hours, including open every Sunday in December, and always open at diamondsdirect.com on approved credit.
What would you do with the money if you didn't have to pay your house payment for 2 months, especially around the holidays?
That's right, no house payment for 2 months. This is James Hawkins at Golden Oak Lending. Don't let money problems spoil your holidays. You can use the increased value of your home to pay off bills or get cash out.
Why pay 18% credit card interest when Golden Oak's mortgage rates are in the 2s?
If it sounds complicated, it's not. Just call us. We're here in town, we do all the work, the call is free, and we'll tell you in about 10 minutes if you qualify. You have nothing to lose, and we want to talk to you.
Refinance to a low rate, get cash out, and put 2 months of house payments in your pocket. Visit GoldenOakLending.com or call 317-706-GOLD. 706-GOLD.
Golden Oak Landing cured my blues.
NMLS 114937, regulated by the Indiana Department of Financial Institutions.
Get that real growing hair again with PAI. The private consultation with Darren Andrews. The number 888-724-5129. How about you? 888-724-5129. Regrowth in your hair. You can get it. You don't have to be bald. You have options. That private consultation, let Darren Andrews tell you all about it. 888-724-5129 or WeGrowHairIndy.com today.
On cold, snowy days, you just want to stay in the comfort of your home until your furnace breaks. Hi, I'm Corey Kreitzberger, General Manager at 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning. For same-day repairs that will keep you warm and cozy, trust the highly trained technicians at 1 Hour. Call 855-1-HOUR today and get $51 off any repair. That's 855-1-HOUR.
Your comfort is just a call away. Call 1 Hour.
Terms and conditions may apply. License 8001-0668.
BullseyeEventGroup.com, Colts VIP tailgate coming at you on Sunday. All you can eat, all you can drink. You guys can be a part of it too. Log on, BullseyeEventGroup.com, and Get your passes right now. The Colts VIP tailgate presented by Hayes & Sons Restoration. All you can eat, all you can drink. Celebrity Chef Aaron May prepares the food. The Bullseye Event Center, fantastic. You got Skids, you got Indiana Jones, and you got me doing some entertainment. I'm telling you, game day experience is made. And since you guys are listening right now, midway through the break, and I love doing this, let's give somebody the opportunity. You great listeners, 239-1070. I'll give you 2 passes right now to the Colts VIP tailgate presented by Hayes & Sons Restoration before the Titans game this Sunday. Got a pass for you. You and a friend. I got a pass at 239-1070. Caller 10 is a winner. And if you don't win, get those passes right now. BullseyeEventGroup.com.
Get ready for Gold Friday and add Pacers tickets to your holiday gift list. The Indiana Pacers will have great limited time deals starting Thanksgiving evening and running throughout the weekend.
Pacers running, Turner's in the lane, and he slams it with a right hand.
Ticket deals will start at just $5 for select games, with tickets available for new games each day. Learn more about our Gold Friday ticket deals now at pacers.com/gold.
All right, here's your update. Today's soccer scoreboard brought to you by our hometown club, the Indy 11. Tickets, you're going to find them as low at, well, here's what we got right here for you. 2020 season tickets now available. Here it is, sure. Indy11.com. What a great gift-giving idea. That's Indy11.com. All right, here's your scoreboard update today. Real Madrid and PSG ended their match with a 2-2 draw or tie. Maybe a draw or tie. Even Steven. 2-2 in Madrid earlier today. There's your soccer scoreboard update. And again, 2020 season tickets now available. Indy11.com.
Hi, I'm Ryan Kelly with thehomeloanexpert.com. Mortgage interest rates are back near those all-time low levels, except this time, your home is worth a lot more than it was before. In fact, you're gaining equity at the fastest pace in over a decade. And that means you have options, like paying off credit card debt or getting out of that risky home equity line of credit. Find out how much we can save you in 5 minutes at thehomeloanexpert.com. The Home Loan Expert LLC, NMLS number 1326241.
It is the best part of your game day experience. BullseyeEventGroup.com. Titans and the Colts. Get your Colts VIP tailgate passes right now. It is the absolute best. All you can eat, all you can drink. BullseyeEventGroup.com.
David Bell back in there looking like he might line up. Jaden George play action fake. He rolls out left, throws to the sideline, caught at midfield, and down at the 49 of Carmel. I think that is David Bell, and it is a 15-yard reception by David Bell. His third catch of the night for 28 yards.
That David Bell right there. That's John Herrick on the call. 2018. David Bell, by the way, having a great season. Up in West Lafayette as a freshman. 4 catches, 35 yards in that game. You can see them before they cost a lot collegiately or cost a lot professionally to go see. This Friday and Saturday, the IHSAA Football State Final. 6 classes. You can see 3 games for the price of 1 each day. Make it unforgettable. Lucas Oil Stadium box office. Get your tickets Friday and Saturday for a fantastic weekend of championship football.
The Ride with JMV.
I want you out in front of the school with her. I'd like to have a few words with you, by God.
93.5 and 107.5 The Fan.
Ah, man, I got bad news. I got to bail out of here early today. That sucks. What am I doing? Waiting for somebody. Denary Rakestraw, the Fever new head coach, which was announced today, Marianne Stanley and Holder. A big day coming up tomorrow. Man, I only got 2 minutes left on the show. What in the hibbity heck is happening? Tomorrow, the 5th annual Evan Williams Bourbon Thanksgiving. To benefit, wish for our heroes and our heroes, Army veteran Haley Johnson, 9 years in the Army. Past 3 years, active Guard Reserve program. Kokomo, husband Brady, 3 kids. I'm telling you, let's help them out here. Let's help them out for Fansgiving. You can bid on the auction items 1075thefan.com/fansgiving. 1075thefan.com/fansgiving. Click the donate tab and you're off and you're running. Starting at 7 a.m. with the morning show. They're going to be out here on Monument Circle. Race draw is underway at 10 a.m. And I don't know if it's Dan at noon. It's going to be somebody at noon. It says right here, Big Joe's going to be at Payless. Food's provided by my man Mark and Wings, etc. Shout out to Wings. I love Payless and Wings. You guys are great, both of you. Eating and drinking. I like it. And then I'm going to be at Brothers in Broad Ripple. Everybody better come out there. The shop's going to be giving away while they last the JMV Sucks t-shirts to people that donate tomorrow. The holiday 2019 edition of the JMV Sucks t-shirts. And tomorrow for me, 2-on-2 with me, Pacers-Raptors game with me, 3 o'clock hour, meet and greet with Reds catcher Tucker Barnhart, 4 o'clock hour, horse with me, and drinking and doing a show in studio with me, which everybody should love, 5 o'clock hour tomorrow. Brothers in Broad Ripple, thank you, Evan Williams, again, and thanks to Brent and Randy for what you do. Let's make it special tomorrow, our 5th annual Evan Williams Bourbon Fansgiving. Kyle, great job from you. Yip Yap Twins, great job as well. Butler Stanford tonight at 9. I'm with you live in Broad Ripple tomorrow at 3. Have a great night.
Christmas is racing towards us, especially at IMS for Lights at the Brickyard. Visit 1075thefan.com's contest page for your chance to win an entry to see the holiday lights.
Oh, hello, young man. Come up and sit on Santa's lap.
Hi, Santa. I'm Mark.
Wow, you're a big one. How old are you?
37.
Aren't you a little old for...
Santa, please. I just need some...